Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen then with no Velnock
You're going live?
for the moment. It's stuff that he loves too. I know he looks forward to it. Hopefully he's okay. Just you'll see him before I do. I'm going to be there this weekend, but if you see him, just let him know. We're sending him some love.
He was missed.
Of course.
It's understandable why he's not here, but
We
he
will
was
miss
still
the Velnock.
Mhm.
But where we left off last week, let's make sure we've got audio, make sure we have all that stuff. Because that's always
There
one of
be
those side
sound.
things.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we got sound for sure.
That's live. That's live.
Tried to call
That's there.
Kayla back earlier because she tried to call me and she didn't answer. So I'm like, all right, fine.
Could have played the focus.
Right?
Sounds like we got sound. We are live. We have sound. We are up on Rumble
Here we are.
with the live chat.
Yes, we are.
Where we're live on lots of stuff,
Yes.
but Rumble is where we do the live chat.
Rumble in the jungle.
Just because Rumble has been perceptive. I would love to as well, but freaking YouTube still won't give us a custom URL.
Because we need a billion.
We're still like, well, and it's just weird because like you can't search us, so it's like super hard. I have to do direct links, and it still is like, whereas like we're rumble.com/D&D on a whim.
Easy.
YouTube, we're like youtube.com/8467XYEUQQQRMT, and it's like,
Yeah.
is that one of the Russian R's? Like, how do I put that in?
Yeah, like what am I-
Acrylic? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like goat man.
Why is there
It's a hieroglyphic for a goat man. Where is that? It's not even in my emojis.
Anubis things.
Yeah. So that's why we prefer the Rumble. Rumble is making it easier for us. But we will get into it. Last week we ended off. We had left New Dawnfort
Yes.
and traveled for a week.
Yes.
I did make note of this. I did note. I just randomly rolled, given your number, and you guys got 17 gold worth of herbs, which I added into.
Oh,
Dude.
cool. Awesome.
So while
Thank
traveling,
you.
just handled
Appreciate
it while
you.
we were gone. I was like, I'll just do that.
Done.
If there was anything specific you wanted to do outside of that, it wasn't specifically notated, so I just kind of went for it.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Um,
That looks cool.
You guys are Well, you're getting kind of close. You can tell that there's a city off in the distance. It's getting dark, but you're like, well, we're supposed to arrive like halfway through the day tomorrow, because you did leave a little early and kind of pushed it that one day. But it still feels like it's a ways off. You can see it though. There's definitely a point of light off in the distance. Do you guys want to try to push on, or were we going to try to camp? If you push on, it's like show up in town to be charged for an in-stay. And if you camp, it's like camp and then show up early in the day
Get some
and
stuff done. See what's going on.
like be able to get some stuff done, yeah.
Camp's good to me.
I much prefer camping. Camping is fun.
As you guys set up camp, that is when the incident happens.
Yes. The zap.
Bazap.
Incident. We call this the incident.
A couple of lightning strikes strike out, dropping players. You guys are brought back to full health. Not feeling great. Is everybody at full health? I think
So. Maybe Magus might have been down a little
I think
bit.
Magus was down like 2 hit points. No, he's good. Everybody's at full health. Unless I screwed that. If Magus might have been down 2 hit points,
Would have been down.
I was going through and long resting him and taking off his items as well while they're traveling. But got that handled. I got an actual good algorithm that goes through and looks at every single piece of gear he has and randomly selects one. All I do is say long rest taken, and I'll go through his entire inventory and tell me that he lost a ball bearing. Because that's just statistics.
Yeah.
He has 2,000 ball bearings and then 50. He had 58 other things.
Probably gonna be a ball bearing.
So it's probably going to be ball bearing. That being said, he has lost a dagger. He has lost some parchment. He has lost a few things. He can lose that cloak, which would not be fun.
That would be not a great time.
The water skin, I think, too.
But
Oh yeah, the water skin.
oh yeah, he did lose a water skin. That's not supposed to be making noise. Is that? What are you doing? Yeah.
There is a problem, Tarquin. This does not seem intentional, but it is a problem.
My God, Tarquin, what'd you do now?
Well, you were one of the
Look
people
at
who got
the
dropped, right?
ozone marks in your chest and maybe
Yeah, you definitely saw like this flash, like these little things kind of go off in this flash and lightning strike. You were there and awake for it. You definitely saw yourself get blasted with lightning, and then come back to, clearly having received some sort of healing magic.
while we're like over with your other companions, healing them. You were coming
Yeah.
through, I'm sure.
Because I worded 2 of you guys and then spent the hit die for the other one.
I don't know what that was.
Well, you need to figure it out. I will not have a hole blasted through me just because I have to be in your company.
I understand. I will try to figure it out.
We're sure that it was because you were in his company?
It started above him.
It definitely started above him. I think that it was some sort of wild magic. Velnok is kind of like looking around. Pop off there are lingering evocation magics surrounding you, but also transmutation, little bits of conjuration. It's very weird marks left on the weave. Given what you did, it should have already faded, but I can still see it. It's definitely raw, unrestrained. And just kind of like looking around, you can see he's just like tracing out. As he goes, his eyes glowing this like greenish glow as his detect magic is on. And he's just staring off.
Has this always been a problem for you, Tarquin?
Not necessarily bolts of lightning, but weird things seem to happen every now and then.
Where you come from? Where you come from? Have you dealt with strange creatures, fires, equipment freezing or morphing, discoloration, things like that?
All of that sounds familiar.
It's all effects of wild magic. I'd have to see
I've
how it plays
spent
out.
years trying to hone my magical abilities, but weird things continuously happen. Sometimes it seems like the more I use my magic, the more weird and wild things become.
He holds up a book and goes, well, this here is the source of my magic. Arcane study, discipline, and knowing incantations, semantics, material components, runes, glyphs, ways of tapping into the weave. Do you know where your magic comes from?
As far as I know, I've had it ever since I was born. I can channel and focus my magic through this crystal I have on my ring.
Well,
Inherently, I've always been able to do some even small things with magic.
I would say that it sounds like what you have is what many refer to as sorcery. It's innate blood magic. It's raw and it comes from within, but what caused you to have that? That's where the real question comes into play. It's something outside of my level of expertise. But I believe we are arriving in a place where that can be looked into. And we'll move off, and he moves like a good 200 feet from you and sets up a little bedroll.
Just so I don't do anything else, I'm gonna go off ways. Just to make sure nothing else happens.
Stay within a calling distance.
I'll
Can't
probably
help you if something comes up on top of you.
go like 40 feet away from the group. 40, 50.
Perfect.
Be like 70 feet away from him. I can get there. in
I
a
went
dash.
like 100 feet away
Yeah.
minimum.
Which is fair. I mean, the lightning bolt goes 120 feet or some shit like that.
He's seen you magic missile, so yeah, he's probably gonna be over. I would say he's probably gonna push for about 200 feet away from you. And so he's like, yeah, it's like something could change on us, and you also did a lightning bolt through a portal, which is interesting. Yeah. You guys all take a long rest.
Long rest.
Close enough to the road. There's nothing really of note.
Nothing crazy going on.
Nothing major. A few people on horse pass either way, but nothing excessive. As you arrive, or the next morning, you wake up, berries out, and you arrive at the city.
Berries out. Definitely put my berries out.
Good berries out for everyone who wants them.
Indeed.
You start to approach the city, and it's just after dawn, so you've got a decent sunny day. No real cloud cover, very minor at most, and you're still seeing that there is definitely a point of light in this city that just kind of shines towards you,
Bright as fuck.
kind of to the south side of the city. As you approach, you'll see that that's Newdown Fort and that this is Jourenhail.
Nice.
There is a flash of purple smoke on the road in front of you.
Whip out my glaive.
Just a flash, and there is what looks like a human, but about 10 foot tall, standing there, staff, short, black, clean-cut beard, black hair, kind of slicked back, with a small little cap kind of on top, long flowing robes, big staff. And he says, "Welcome to Jourenhail, the city of guilds. Your stay is welcome. All I ask is but a minute of your time." And then he kind of gestures, and you see he just kind of holds there. It's kind of does like this kind of weird, like almost sort of like offset. Seems like he's just kind of standing there, and then just kind of like loops just a little bit. And he stands to the side of the road.
This place is bizarre. Shove the glaive back on the back and start walking into town.
Is that a greeting?
I guess.
You are approaching Jourenhail. from this side. Of course, I get the one that doesn't want to stand, but it's a cool one, so it's okay.
Approaching from the east.
Yes, approaching from the east. As you're going on, you notice that to the south of the city, there's lots of these very kind of square cut, like 40 foot by 40 foot. 40 foot by 40 foot mansions that are 2, 3, 4, 5 stories tall, like different ones. Very like cookie cutter. Right about the time of the illusion that greets you, you notice that the road becomes cobblestone, but it's shaped. So it's all flattened out and looks like somebody put down the stones and then stone shaped it, smoothed it out. There are gates around the houses to the south. Towards the middle, there's 2 large buildings on either side of the road, with the doors facing each other. To the north, you're noticing a couple small buildings that seem to be less occupied, or if they are occupied, they're not really showcasing anything. Whereas to the north of that, you see a very large, busy market. You see wagons moving back and forth, people walking in and out of buildings with large stacks of leathers and bundles of herbs and, swords and armors and just all kinds of things, just hustling and bustling and moving about, taking, wood from one place to another and just moving about doing things. As you enter in and start getting in towards the city, you will notice that one of the first buildings listed is the Jourenhail Bounty Brokers. And then you're noticing that the point of light, most of it is coming from one of the houses just to the south. It has a bunch of what looks like observatories on top with telescopes, but the telescopes are pointing towards the road, and they seem to be just like spotlights, like something is causing a refraction of light through them, just making these very large spotlights facing towards different places on the road. The house just seems to glow as a beacon. You're hearing music and revelry coming ahead, as there are some stages and dancing and performing happening in the streets. And then to the far north, you notice a series of very large towers. There's a very, very, like, almost impossibly large for its size tower in the middle. And around it, there's a circular wall made of different towers that are connected by interjoining walls as well. But you arrive in the city of Jourenhail. What would you like to do?
Sounds like someone singing the song of my people.
You recognize one of the 20 tunes you can hear right now?
Every single one of them.
23, by the way, yes. 23, fair. It all starts to sound the same to me.
You really should make your living by the music.
Well, we've come for the Mages Guild. We've come to try to pursue a mine that Magus can make his own. Use the land around it his own. And I suppose I could try to search for more of Ninel's watch. Is there a place you would like to start? Should we split up?
Magus will say to you, I'm supposed to meet up with Vorbiton in the Hand of Arathis, which I was told would be in the Artisans District, which I think is up there where people are building stuff, to go over some most recent news of what it is that I'm delving into. but I'm not 100% sure. So that's something I need to look into. You guys are more than welcome to join me, but I saw you last time I was dealing with paperwork and schematics and deeds and such. So if you want, I can move ahead, go there, and then join you guys afterwards. I think Valued Company Lodge is the inn here. We could meet there or at Valued Company, which is the tavern. There's a sort of a bar, eatery, and then a lodging.
Try and find my way into more of the, I guess, common areas for people. See if I can find any of the people I'm looking for.
Head towards the sound of music. That would be.
You go towards the music. I'm going to go towards the towers that seem to nearly disappear into the sky. With hopes that...
Anybody curious about that light? Crap.
It's obnoxious.
well, it's pretty ridiculous.
I'm imagining
Yeah,
Don't have too much fun.
I don't quite
It's like
know
they
what it is.
want the attention.
that. Well, I'd be happy to give it some.
I'll head over with Scissatrix, and while he's gathering information about the people he's looking for, maybe I can find some information about some poltergeist or something.
Can move off towards-
See if there's any other
I
information we
can look for information
Yeah.
with that at the Things Guild. No, at the Mages Guild. I'm gonna break off. What I'm going to be doing is going to be a little more book heavy. I need to go and speak with the Everlive. I don't know what sort of greeting I will receive, but they're supposed to be expecting me, so I'm going to head off there. I can find out information on Poltergeist if you want to look into everything else. They would be the people who would know.
Then maybe we'll find some Pegasi, or any other kind of news.
Whereabouts of Pegasi or any of the deep creatures. We're confident that we might end up running into chokers and things of the like in the mines.
Quite a few things we're searching for, so hopefully we'll find some information about something. And hopefully Magus can figure out his land situation.
He seems pretty capable, person to person.
They're going to talk to me about the deeds and legalities of starting a farm to the south of this city. If you guys want to talk to the locals about what it is that has perplexed this, why there's miners missing, stuff like that, that's something you could do that might help me. I don't know necessarily if they're going to give me that information, but
That's fair.
just a thought of something if you don't have anything specific.
Good to look into.
They will both break off. You guys kind of get towards, as you're walking and talking, and kind of get right in between. And you notice that the Valued Company has like a pretty grand entryway into this tavern. You hear lively music coming from there. There's music coming from off on the other side as well, but it seems like there's definitely lively music and there's noise coming from inside this like bustling tavern. On the other side, you're seeing this lodge. You're seeing lots of windows, like looking out. There's a couple people who kind of glance out the window and like curtains open and close, but you're not seeing any doors into that building specifically.
Start on one side and go into the other, I suppose.
Somebody's got base.
Somebody's basement.
Somebody's firing things.
Yeah, it's bassy. Catching my TV and
Yeah.
reverberating my TV. That's
Right.
weird.
We can definitely go into the tavern. This is probably a best place out of any to start looking for some information about people and creatures.
Just one second.
You
Let
know
me
where
see
to
what
find
that is
us.
real quick.
If you need us.
I'll go there. Where is the tavern?
So the tavern's on the north side. The lodge is on the south side.
Okay. So before we get there is the Jourenhail bounty brokers. Stop in there real quick. Just take
I was gonna say,
Well, which way? We're coming in.
be interesting to see who they have on their boards.
This way?
Yes.
This way?
So stop there first. Maybe see if any more of Nine L's watches ended up on their list.
Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah,
Is there
competition.
any things we're looking for too that are causing trouble in the area.
There will be a problem if somebody else finds their way to Vecris before me, but I'm not too worried.
To the bounty brokers.
So you want to go to the bounty brokers?
Drop in the bounty brokers before
drop
we
in
get
there real quick, yeah.
Before we get
To look at their board.
You enter into somewhere else then.
You're welcome.
You're fine. I just need.
Anybody want anything to drink?
I am good for now, thank you.
I will take whatever you would like to grab. Probably Mountain Dew. Any kind of Mountain Dew. Thank you.
No, is it not listed on anything else? Nope, and that's that. And that's that. And there's that. And all of this. So he's just part of that.
Probably need caffeine, but root beer is so tasty.
Give me 1 second just to pull him up. Because for whatever reason, I have everything else listed down, but not.
except for that.
Oh, yes.
The one thing.
A wrench in the works food is strong.
You're good. No, you're good. I thought I had his name written down, but I don't,
Direct form.
and I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, I thought you did have his name.
I have his name. I have him in here. He's under. If I search for Jourenhail and go through the 70 people I have in Jourenhail.
Right, the billions of people that we made and left in Jourenhail.
There it is. I have to pull him up because I can't see it because it says Jourenhail Huntsman Varric. That's right. Huntsmaster Varric.
That was a name I considered for.
You totally should name one of your characters Varric.
When you enter in, you will see a rather old elf, bald, black sigils on very pale white skin, brown leathers pulled tight, kind of sits behind a desk. On a side wall, you'll see some different names listed.
I'm gonna go over and look at the wall.
Turn the wall.
When you look at the wall, you will see there's a couple of like kind of older looking ones, a couple of newer looking ones. You're noticing that there's an old one that says the Iron Mountain. Says that he is located in Solaris. He's a gladiator. He needs to be humiliated and defeated publicly for the bounty to be received. They're offering 1,000 gold bounty and some masterworked armor if you do that.
Interesting.
There-
So he wants to be left alive, though, unfortunately.
He needs to be left alive. Yeah, he needs to be defeated
Humiliated.
humiliated and defeated publicly. So, like, handily defeated. He's a gladiator in Solaris, so who knows how that'll play out. But it's an option. You see there is a bounty for somebody by the name of Ebgarn, Ebgarn, said that he's listed as being somewhere outside of Jourenhail. He's wanted dead or alive. They believe that he killed guards. He needs to be brought to the Jourenhail bounty office.
Dead.
And they're offering 500 gold for him. You're noticing that there is a bounty. They're offering, this is an old one as well, they're offering 5,000 gold pieces. It's the highest bounty on the wall.
Jesus.
They're looking for somebody by the name of Niv, N-I-V. They're known to be traveling the King's Road, wanted for questioning, to be brought to Solaris, and this person is said to be a master of disguises. That's all that they know of him.
Dead or alive?
Wanted for questioning,
Oh, one question. Alive.
so alive.
Well, you can question dead bodies.
That's a lot of money for a master of disguise.
Depends on whether or not they have a cleric.
There is a bounty for a Quinlan Cithrin, and that's Quinlen Cithren. They say he's wanted brought back to the bounty broker. It doesn't say dead or alive. You'd have to get more information. But it says that he started a pretty savage fight in the market that led to several injuries. So it sounded like more brought back alive to be seen to see justice.
Monetary reward.
Monetary reward for that is 500 gold pieces. And then there is concern that there may be a young black dragon kind of southeast that may be trying to establish a location. Not much information on it.
To the southeast.
Southeast. Young black dragon.
And they don't want that, or they want it brought alive.
Let the raccoon know that if he's down, he might find it.
That one, if they're okay with it being brought dead or alive, preferably.
I think songs about the fixing.
That one's dead or alive, preferably dead.
Mm-hmm.
Proof of its demise. And that is 1,000 gold pieces if you can bring proof, which would pretty much be its head or something like that.
Something I can't live without.
They're offering,
Skulls.
yeah, they're offering additional. If you can retrieve the whole body, there are different people who will offer different rewards as well through the different armor smiths and weaponsmiths and stuff like that.
Gotcha. The Iron Mountain, Edgarn, Niv, and a dragon.
Young black dragon.
And that's everything you have here.
Quinlan doesn't match the description of any of my Nine Elves watch.
Not really. The person you're seeing, they have kind of like a rough drawing. Looks like an elf. Like half his face is like pretty scarred up. Nothing really jumping out at you. But nobody on any of these lists necessarily match, other than maybe Niv. He's the only one that kind of would seem
Disguise.
kind of like to possibly match up with Elian, who literally
Was
old lady you
fucking
guys, and then
different people.
split you up and made you guys also. So That's the only one that you think even smells like Night Owl's watch.
Probably Elion. Bastard.
Live?
From your shoulder, you kind of hear. Does make sense. He did do that disguising thing a lot.
I just nod my head. It's very possible that is who we met. But it didn't go so well last time.
We'll work up to him. He's got others. I'll find them.
I believe, aren't we looking for, maybe not even black dragon? Aren't we looking for a dragon of some kind?
A deep dragon. This isn't necessarily specifying, it's just rumors of a dragon. So, if instead it was a deep dragon coming up for any reason or causing these issues, then it could be the same bounty. Or it could be two dragons. We're just making up a dragon right now, I feel like. This is probably a black dragon. There's probably a deep dragon somewhere.
I'm sure somewhere there is.
Down a mine seems like a good place to look, but
In this reality, I'm sure somewhere.
black
there's
dragons and most dragons, I feel like, are in their own places.
Unless they get run out.
Or they get run out. Or would a black dragon be southeast of here? Just plains. Is there a swamp or something close nearby?
Cave, probably.
Caves. Oh, caves are everywhere. I'm sure we can find other landmarks, but
There are other, like, these rivers again are gigantic,
huge.
but there are splits off, like, through here, like, the river splits off and goes mostly through this town and splits off and stuff like that. It doesn't really show on the map because normal rivers aren't showing. These are more so just like landmark rivers that are, again, you know, like miles wide and thousands of feet deep.
yeah.
Well, I guess, I don't know if we're going to consider any of these bounties now, but it's something to keep in mind. Just extra stuff we do for gold and stuff. It's definitely a resource that we're probably going to need. At least Magus probably will. But more gold.
Once he finds a spot, I'm sure he'll think of that.
There's only two on here that I would even consider. 2.5. One of them not for the prize reward.
If I'm thinking all the crap that Naga has to go through, probably ought to get his shit fixed first.
That's kind of what I'm feeling too. Just getting him a place established.
That's what I'm thinking. Which is why I was thinking about the gold.
Also,
We're
not
probably
getting nuked by being in Tarquin's presence would be good too.
Yet here we are.
And yet here we are.
I'm trying to control it. Maybe I can meet up with Velnok later. As long after he makes his initial connection to the guild.
You seem to make it kind of clear that a mage's guild might be more book savvy rather than whatever it is you have going on.
But they might have information.
Well, I'm sure they're knowledgeable about it. Just be careful. Go in there.
I believe Velnok also mentioned that wild magic is kind of frowned upon. So
If you zap a bunch of people in the mage's guild, I'm sure that's probably not going to go over well.
Just don't take a nap.
well,
He
I
was-
wasn't napping.
that was like
on
I wasn't
the
taking
road.
a nap when we were on the road,
Sleep.
or when we were in the inn.
You guys were like deciding to
Oh,
rest.
okay.
We were just standing
Just got asses beat.
in a
Okay.
circle when a portal of lightning showed.
Right. And I was getting ready to go to bed when it happened in the inn. If that was me. context clues might suggest.
All signs show that the magic originated from you. Yes. As you guys are kind of discussing, Varric will say, "Are you interested in taking out any bounties?"
There were a couple that we were looking at. Is it similar to Kingsport? We sign a page just to say that we're interested and move on.
A lot of times I take names, figure out who's looking for what, so we can lock in what it is that's being done.
Abgarn is interesting. This dragon problem seems like something we might be able to help with.
It's a young dragon, but definitely not infantile. I would definitely suggest only the bravest go against that. You
Questioning
said
your bravery.
Abgarn?
Abgarn.
He might be some.
And he'll bring out a little contract, and it just says that Abgarn is wanted, dead or alive. They believe that he killed some guards. They are interested in.
Do they have
His description or a picture?
description or a picture?
Yes, there's a picture of him. Yes. I just don't have it on here.
This isn't someone that's disguising themselves.
Well, you never know, but if we run into one of them, it might be our lucky day. Another old lady
fine.
with silvery mist around her.
There he is. Ebgarn is he is ranger type. Leather armor, longbow, scale armor, longbow, short swords. In the picture, looks kind of like he has certain feral traits. Give me a investigation, Alex.
Investigation.
Feral traits.
Oh, that. That's 5.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from the picture, but he looks very feral.
Some sort of wild type humanoid.
So you're interested in Ebgarn. Who else? You said the dragon.
The dragon. We might run into it. Who knows? Best to put our name down just in case.
Fair. So Ebgarn and the dragon.
Yes. Niv wanted for 5,000 gold pieces. Master of Disguise. Have you heard anything about an elf who has a silvery mist about him?
Not specifically, but there's nothing. Powerful divinations have barely got us the name Niv. That's about the extent that it's gotten us. Somebody put some good money behind that. And it's payable. It's good. I've seen the coin. It's set aside if he's brought in. But so little is known about this person.
Fair enough.
And he needs to be delivered to Solaris. But they're directly to Solaris. We have headquarters for the Bounty Brokers Guild there. And he is specifically needs to be brought there. And I can say whoever wants him there is going to pay the 5,000 gold. The bag is already sitting there sealed with his name on it. So it's a very serious bounty, but that one's also been on that wall for a long time.
Fair enough.
Is that 22 years now we've had that bounty? And no serious progress on it?
Seemed maybe like a dead end.
Potentially. But also, it's more of a dead start. What you have there is what you have to go on. There's no picture, there's no nothing, it's just a name. The picture slot is replaced by the 5,000 gold being written excessively large, as they're trying to push that off. But if you're looking for a trickster, that is about as much as I have that lines up.
Did you guys want any other bounties while we're here?
I believe that what we have is probably good enough.
We thank you for your time.
Absolutely. If you need anything, just let me know.
And then make our way to what valued company? Or do you want to stop over and see what the pretty lights are?
Check out the pretty lights. I mean, they annoyed me the entire way we came in here.
It's just across the street, lucky us.
It is just across the street. Collections, my campaigns. Oddly enough, the campaign referred to as the Lighthouse, which is now Jourenhail. Yes. Cool. You go across the street. There is a pretty big house, 3 stories tall. Pretty well gardened. One kind of large tree that has a little bit of like a house built into it. Gate closed. As you approach, are you in here? Where are you? There you are. An absolutely towering person kind of walks over towards the gate, coming almost from the bushes as if he was just part of the bushes. Steps over towards you. Greetings. Can I help you?
What is that?
You're looking at Furbolg, who stands pretty tall. Let's get you see if I have the details on it real quick. Just the sense it has been a little while since we've talked to this guy.
Mm-hmm. Quite a hot minute for sure.
I'll also, you don't have to worry about me leading the campaign.
Yeah, he stands about 7 foot
She
tall.
decided that she's
Um,
just going to work the weekends. So.
Just kind of lightly furry, dirty, but like not messy dirty. More so, you can tell like looks like he's like been working a garden or something like that. So he has like dirty hands and stuff like that. But the rest of him is like kept pretty clean. Just kind of looks out to you. Could I help you with something?
I suppose we were merely wondering why it was we were being spotlighted on the road to Jourenhail.
We watch the roads coming east and west to make sure we know what's coming. Make sure we see what's happening.
So if somebody were to approach the city from, say, non-road,
We have other things that are less grandiose.
Grandiose is a word.
It is. Might not be one you're familiar with, but it is.
Do you want to question that now with me?
No question. I have no idea whether or not you've ever actually run across anything that's actually been grandiose.
My people are grandiose.
Well then, why are you questioning what about this word?
Because this is not.
Maybe it is for here.
I guess.
I mean, it's got like, it's just very bright. And you're seeing there's more of these spotlights that are kind of like arced up and it's like kind of shining lights off into the sky.
So, this is then to be a guard post for the city?
No, not at all. The lighthouse is a guild like any other in Jourenhail.
This place is a guild.
We are a guild.
It's a light thing we would understand.
I guess.
I have no clue.
What type of guild then? A city watch guild?
Kind of. We are more of, well, I'm a gardener, but the lighthouse is more of a adventuring guild. And people come together to, have respite here, but they build groups. And they go after problems. They handle missions. Things for Solaris.
Sounds right up your alley.
I'm thinking about this.
I know about all the lights and stuff, but
What if they handle problems? Well, that could help. Handling problems is something that I might need a hand with. How much does it take to employ your guild?
Well, it just depends on what it is that you're looking to do. We have a decent group. Our current adventuring group is 10 people deep. They can go off and do many side missions and tasks and handle things. Just would depend on what you're looking to do. If you want, I could get one of my more experienced members to speak with you. If you're looking for employment or for their employment.
I mean, at least to speak about cost and potential. Couldn't hurt, I guess.
Let me see if I can arrange an audience. And he'll walk over, and you'll notice the gate kind of rattles a little bit, and you didn't even really notice at first, but like vines kind of like creep out. This gate that had, it's like a nice fence around, and it's got like shrubbery around it. Vines kind of let go, and the gate just kind of loosely opens up. He'll walk over and enter the door. He's hollering inside, can't quite make out what he's saying. Vera's preparing a meal, and Inferno will sit with you and discuss things. Give me a perception.
Perception!
You guys can each give me a perception.
Lord 7. This dice does not want to roll anything today.
I got a nat 20. For 420. Nat 20, 420.
when
Plays
the 20's up, what's down?
1.
That's what I got.
Nice.
Nice. That doesn't help.
No.
You guys don't see,
Oh.
but you'll also notice that the one of the lights that's like shining down from you, there's a little perch right underneath it. It's kind of hard to tell, but you see 2 kind of like white glowing eyes with kind of goggles over them, and just a metallic sheen of a bald head shining off, and 2 crossbows are just like straight trained on you guys as he's walking through, just watching you guys come in. But definitely he's like hidden pretty well. Like there's this spotlight and he's right underneath the spotlight. If it wasn't for like the metallic sheen of his head, you wouldn't really kind of catch on, but then you kind of focus past and you're like, oh, you're kind of looking at somebody on the other side of a spotlight. But you enter into the house. You will hear some clanking sounds off on the side as you see a short dwarven woman who is quickly like throwing together some stuff and like pulling some breads out of an oven and throwing some things together really quick.
Not sure.
And then a what is clearly a fire genasi comes and sits down at the head of a table with you. Glances across all of you guys. The chairs all slide out. As she just as she sits down, they all slide out.
I'm guessing you are Inferno.
Yes, that is what they call me.
Take a seat.
So sit down.
I am one of the leaders of the lighthouse. Was told you are looking for our employment. You have a mission for my adventurers.
Curious to see what it would take to employ you, as it might take a little bit of time to put something in stone. But currently I am pursuing the members of a group known as Nine Elves Watch, and their leader has been rather difficult to deal with.
Nine Elves Watch. She'll write a name on a piece of paper. And you see she like writes the name and it's kind of floats up kind of up behind and disappears maybe around a corner or just kind of flop outside of where you can see. Okay. And why are you pursuing these Nine Elves Watch?
They have inflicted atrocities upon my people, and it has been my task to hunt them down and bring them to justice.
Well,
Well, I found one.
That worked out for him.
He barely got away.
the how many people are in this group?
Few. I'll list them off. My journal in my trunk. I can go and get it if we need it.
You're good. It is. There are 6 that you know of for sure,
6 and then 1 potential.
and potentially 1 additional.
Yeah.
Elion Whisperwind, Goreblood Fang,
I don't know their
Lyra
names.
Frostwind. You don't know all their names?
No.
No, you just know descriptions of some of them.
I know Vecrus and I know Elion.
And Elion. Yeah, you wouldn't have that. You just know those because they
And
would
I
just
have those
you would
descriptions.
have descriptions.
I know what they
You've
look
seen
like.
them.
Yeah.
When you go through, yeah. So you describe out them. There's 6 of them. You describe them out. Nope, stay there. Oops, you rolled a natural 1. That's helpful for me. Especially because I wasn't rolling, I was actually pulling up a character sheet. Apparently I have to roll a character sheet, or roll
Roll
a
a
natural
D20
1
character sheet.
to pull up a character sheet, yeah. You are looking for 6 adventurers in a party known as Nine Elves Watch. And why you say they have committed atrocities against the Leonin people?
Yes,
Was this anything to do with the Leonin code?
it is. So I would need their locations, preferably a way to make sure they do not have the ability to change locations. That way I might engage with them.
I would be able to do something, perhaps, if you're looking for us just to scout out and become an information network for you. That is something that is possible. I would say we would probably charge, you're looking for 6 people, relatively capable, would be looking at somewhere between 500 and 1,000 gold per person that we would charge to locate them.
Matches up with some of the bounties, so that makes sense. That would be for location.
That would be for location, or if you're looking to have somebody trapped or something like that. It would probably be on the 1,000 gold side of that.
This is good information. It will be a little while before I can get my hand on some of that coin, but I am grateful that you offer such services.
Well, it's not necessarily what we do, but we would be willing to help you if everything pans out. That being said, we would have to do our due diligence to make sure that everything happening was on the up and up. That we weren't looking for people who are not rightfully being found. Not that I don't believe you, but just to be on our safe side, so as to not fall into bad graces with the Solarian Empire again.
Again,
The lighthouse had a shaky start. There are people still working for that reason.
fair enough. You, I guess we would be remiss if we didn't ask. Do you have knowledge or need help with anything such as poltergeists, chokers, or deep dragons, Pegasus?
A raccoon.
And I don't know why we would
We
need
have a raccoon already.
help with some of those things. There is word. Chokers are a thing in some of the Underdark caves nearby and around. Something that people have encountered, but not something we need help with. There have been Pegasus, but we don't need help with them. More so, we allow them to be. They're not innately evil creatures or anything. If they're traveling, we kind of just let them.
Some have passed through, though.
They've been seen. Perhaps in speculation, perhaps.
Just walking through the city.
Not through the city, but we watch all around the city. Only half of our spyglasses are spotlights. The other ones are normal spyglasses. We watch for miles around, things moving.
So then, it's reasonable to think that maybe you see things before a lot of everyone else here.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. We have our extent that we can see, but drop the piece of paper. You stay there. As the name would suggest, the all-seers tend to know more than we do.
All seers are who again?
That is the Divination Guild of the Jourenhail Mages Guild. They really keep an eye out on all the going-ons in and around the city. It is said that their eyes go from your first step outside of the New Dawn Fort all the way until you take a step into Haven's Light.
Sounds like they're in a lot of people's business.
Sounds like they might have heard of all your due diligence.
That's true. They might be worth going to talk to as well.
They are diviners. If you can afford their services, they are highly, highly capable of finding what it is you are searching for.
Right now, I pretty much can't afford to pay attention.
Pretty much tapped, fortunately. We've run among a person who had us draw from a cursed deck. They're sort of unlikely companions.
Decks can be definitely interesting. I know if the wrong card is pulled, the fates can wind and unwind. We had a time once where we had to send a group after an artifact because one of our leaders drew a dungeon card.
We were informed that somehow what we drew from was powerful, but not one of the most powerful.
It's true.
Very interesting.
But now we have these tasks. Searching for chokers and things like that.
Deep dragons.
Well, I cannot tell you that I know of anything other than, in theory, they say that chokers do live underground in some of the caves. Then again, who knows? I mean, I've not seen them for myself. But the lighthouse tries to stay out of the Underdark the best we can.
Just because it's dark?
In treaties and such.
With the Underdark.
With the city of Menzo-Branson. We basically signed a contract saying that we would agree to never venture into the Underdark again.
Fair enough.
I'm sure there's a story there.
That sounds like there might be a story there.
No serious story, just crimes against humanity and such.
Humans are so uppity.
Not, they say crimes against humanity. It was against elves.
They are definitely uppity.
The
He says that's an elf.
Exactly.
it's
Who else would know better?
the drow people kind of
Kettle
went against us. The drow people kind of went against us when one of our members sieged the town of Menzo-Branson.
One of your members?
Sieged the town of Menzo-Branson.
One. Mm-hmm. That's ambitious.
Yeah, I mean, he was not alone, but he specifically took responsibility for sieging the town.
someone we could meet.
I don't know if I'd want to meet him.
You could meet him, but you would have to go to the mines south of Orders Rise. He's been there working for over 20 years.
Punishment?
Yeah. He was sent to finish off the establishment of Order Rise, and as Orders Rise was established, he took over on some of the mine work in the mountains to the south.
So long as he doesn't go into the Underdark.
Just a little arc, not under.
Interesting that Jourenhail would
It's more of a quarry than
sign treaties. Solarian would sign treaties with the Dark Elves.
Yeah, they got commerce, they got trade. Dark Shore came from that time. And that was where the establishment of Dark Shore as a city of the Solarian Empire came to play, bringing trade from the deep cities of Menzoberranzan to collections and trade with the Solarian Empire. Gave them a port town so that they could more easily trade. You've been a good ally. We have a drow among our ranks as well, though he is traveling at this time.
Fair enough. If it all works out, I suppose. Everyone has their uses.
I will get this information to our investigator, and he will find what he can. Let us know.
We will do that. Thank you for seeing us and for your time.
Absolutely.
Your big friend outside was very friendly.
Oh, yes. He's a gardener. He really just watches the grounds.
It looks like he's much more capable than just gardening.
Looks can be deceiving.
He's nothing but a gardener.
If you say so.
As she says that, she just kind of like gestures, and you see the front door opens.
Head on it?
You guys head out. Where do you want to go from here?
As we head out, I'm gonna take a brief glance up. Do they still have, or is that one person I noticed still have his crossbow or
Yep.
whatever?
As you come out, you notice the crossbows are down. The two-hand crossbows trained on you the whole way.
The people inside seem to be friendly, but they're also very much wary of us.
I think the guards doing their duty. It's their guarding.
As you guys step outside of the gate kind of just like vines kind of fill in and it closes up, and just you see the vines just kind of wrap up. And you see that this huge furball like steps into the bushes, and he does just straight disappear, like just invisible, like gone.
Wild.
Crazy things you see nowadays.
That was a weird experience. Thank you for bringing me along.
Seems like we got at least some information, and
Seems like the divination guild is the one you're looking for.
The All-Seers.
Although it does seem like it's going to be spending.
It seems like everything is spenty and we have no coin. At least I have no coin.
Nor do I. None to speak of, but
I have some.
He literally has no coin because his curse removed all the coin that he had.
I sold my hand axe from like my last night's stay in New Dawn Fort. That was pretty much what that accomplished.
We can go over to the tavern, I guess. Is that our next stop?
Poke around, see if I recognize anybody.
Or we could possibly look for our bounty somewhere outside the city. We have some time.
Could try and search for information about Ebgon.
You want to go to Value Company? You enter into some pretty like grand front doors, and then there's an entryway, and there is another set of doors. In front of the set of doors, there is a looks like kind of like a guard, leather armor, short sword at his side. Kind of points off to the sides. He goes, "You guys are welcome in, but all weaponry must be checked." And he points, and you can see there's like little areas where you can kind of like lock in weapons, and then it's like locking mechanism, like lock boxes.
Interesting. You'd pull off several weapons. Spear, glaive, great axe, hand axe, daggers. It's a fucking walking armory.
I'll put my 2 daggers and my quarterstaff.
Dagger.
They're checking armor at all, like the shields?
You can keep your shield. You don't have to. Are you planning on getting a room?
Yes.
We can have things brought to your room, so if you wish to leave shields and stuff, you won't need them inside, as no one is allowed to bring in weaponry.
Sure. We'll probably end up at least staying a night or 2.
Pull the knot, leave the shield. Well, speak for yourselves. I'll have to go out and camp.
We were all planning on sharing rooms anyway this time around, I think. So
Yes, but with you, I don't want to not wake up with a hole in my chest.
Drop in paradise. Rooms are cheap, if you are looking to stay.
Define cheap.
They cost no coin.
That's pretty fucking cheap. So what's the price?
What is the catch?
They have already been purchased. Our entire room has been purchased so that adventurers can find a rest. It is meant to bring commerce to the city, so keeping coin in your pocket means that you can spend it at our artisans district, or purchasing scrolls from our talented mage, or blessings from our colleges. Coin not spent on you putting your head down goes to better use. At least that's how I was explained.
And so who pays your bill?
I get a very good salary. I get paid by valued company. All the rooms are just pre-rented.
Well, if you're offering, then I'll stay.
And of course. We can have things brought to your rooms. And he goes through and he starts like kind of ticketing off what you guys have.
you don't have to tick it off my stuff. I think it'd be probably smart if I don't hang out in the city just in case.
Staying outside the city can be dangerous. There are bandits and such who do roam around. It is something that is worrisome. I do suggest that one stays within our walls.
You have no one outside these walls to deal with the bandits.
I mean, we can deal with bandits, but bandits are bandits. It's like bugs. You can get rid of bugs,
But there's always more.
there's always more bugs.
That's fair.
Fine. be smart. And I'll leave my stuff to get checked in.
Gets that all bound up. And you guys go inside. Coming on stage, you will notice, you look around, you're not necessarily recognizing anybody in the tavern, except for
I was like, no dwarves?
a heel dwarf who is coming on stage, and a group of 4 other dwarves who are sitting front stage as she takes stage. There's a background. And she's taking stage.
Our dwarf friends seem to have made it. Curious if they would go south with us.
Only one way to find out. You could ask them. I'm gonna grab a drink. Quick.
Like a pistol.
You
Grab you one?
Okay. You want anything? You guys can find a table.
Yeah, I'll take another one.
I'll take a root beer.
Right. Did we want to speak with our dwarven friends?
As long as they're done with whatever they came here for, I wouldn't see why they would
They might.
more. The more the merrier.
But I was like, oh, that's it's not the one that I've been in. So.
Right. Obviously.
Thank you.
Of course.
The more the
You've got
merrier. Especially if we're going to carry out some monsters.
you've got a couple tables open. You've got a large bar that kind of wraps around. You've got to your east and west. There's doors that are kind of larger, like the ones that you see, like the front entrance doors. There's doors off behind the stage, and you see food coming in and out of there. But these side doors look like they're like big exits like this one, though you didn't see them from the outside.
I'll go find a table kind of as close to the door as possible.
Absolutely. She is on stage. And she's that one for lack of anything else. You got the dwarves sitting around a bar, as you guys are in valued company. And you get a table kind of near them. And she's on stage performing.
She might give you a run for your money, Cliff. She's very good. Then you're gonna perform too.
That probably have to earn your way to the stage.
You'll see that she's actually gathering a decent little bit of coin.
I'll toss in a gold.
Absolutely.
We inquire at it.
She might visit you in the open.
Right.
The sign says beware of beard.
Problem with dwarven women? They look like dwarven men.
Right.
You guys thirsty?
I brought my own.
Are you thirsty? I'll buy some ale for myself.
Absolutely. Do I have my? Let me just button all of my ones that I need. I don't need that. I don't need. That's for quests that you guys aren't on, and that's the first, second, and third floor, and the roof of the lighthouse. We don't need that. We're not going there yet. So you are looking for. Okay, so it's just baseline. Is this? So you want to purchase ale for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely doable. Looking at. Give me my gear. You're not going to have ale. We use ale in our pH. Oh, there we are. Food, drink, and lodging. Ale, a mug is going to cost you 4 copper pieces.
For sure. I'll also buy another round for all of the dwarves. I'm just
Okay.
they're drinking.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they do.
That's the thing. If they do.
So that'll be 2 silver pieces.
For sure. I'll hand over gold and get, 8 silver pieces back?
Yes.
She
Oh.
gives you the stink eye because you didn't tip her.
This is just the first round of drinks for the night.
That's when you got to make an impression.
It's going to be the last round of drinks. She ain't going to look at this table for
Right.
another hour and a half, 2 hours.
If you need anything, you know where to get it.
Are these the old chips, Dave?
Those are chips.
Those are chips.
You can have, yeah,
Well,
obviously you can have them.
Bust
No,
out.
those they're open.
Are you sure?
Yeah, those should be open.
I just don't want to bust open any new bags.
No, all that's open.
Did you want some?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. I ate a bunch of wings before we get started.
Is there, you want some too? Maybe a couple. Just dying. I don't trust smell.
Give me a perception check. All 3 of you.
91 for a 4.
I got a 9.
This dice didn't have any double
What'd you
digits on. 21.
21. You'll notice you guys are more paying attention to the stage and the performance, and you're kind of getting drinks and jostling coin around. But you'll notice that the ambiance of the bar changes. It gets more quiet. People go from loud conversations to quiet whispers. What's going on? The music still is going there, but the ambiance drops a level. As you scan around the room, from one of the side doors, a kind of wizardly-looking fellow enters in, which you immediately recognize as the gentleman from the illusion that created you. Wizard type, black, like thick black beard, cut well, long, very like clearly like over the top, like I'm trying to, like I shopped at Wizards R Us sort of robe. Book tied to his side, walking with his staff.
So you can bring
You can tell how well he moves. That he's not this walking stick he's using. He doesn't need as a walking stick. But the ambiance changes and kind of drops down as he moves across the room and comes to sit at the table with you.
Oh!
As he comes and he sits down at the table with you guys. Back to the, kind of pulls a chair over, sits down back to the stage. Greetings, travelers.
Greetings, good sir. I believe you have already welcomed us to the city.
Oh, yes. Programmed illusion. It's a quaint trick, but I feel that it lets people know kind of what's going on. Gives you that sense of ambiance and sort of.
Ambiance is just the ability of someone to appear and do that.
It's a programmed illusion. It's a simple magic. When somebody walks up plays a recording for a few moments.
You sat down at our table, good sir. How are we to, or what are we deserving of this honor?
I have already met with one of your allies, and he tells me something that I am interested in knowing more about, and maybe getting to the bottom of. One of you is a connoisseur of wild magic.
That would be me.
Does at times
I was-
you have a bit of trouble keeping it under control?
I was taking a drink and I put it down and I look over and notice that both of you were pointing. Just like,
Well,
that'd be me.
and you'll see, like, without saying anything, they come and they set down, like, a really nice bottle and pour him a glass of wine. Starts drinking fine elven wine. Well, whereas many cities put up a sign saying, like, welcome to New Dawn Fort, or Haven's Light. Instead of a sign, I put up an illusion of myself. It is a reflection of what it is that we've built this city. We have street lights magically lit to keep our place safe and to keep the streets clean. We have magics in place to ward off certain different magics. Let's just say that we are tapping the weave in many ways here. That being said, because of the magics here, it is very important that we understand what sort of wild magics are taking place and what sort of things are happening, because I would hate for something to spiral out of control.
Understandable.
I hate
So-
it as well.
Is this an offer of assistance to our friend here?
Or are you
More so
trying
tr-
to politely tell me that I'm not welcome?
No, I would never tell you. Making Jourenhail the most comfortable place to stay is my top priority. I like travelers. I like people coming here, settling in. I like keeping valued company full. I like having people take up residence. We do have large houses open and available. It is very important to me that my city have people. If I have a city with no people, then I'm kind of just sitting atop bricks. That being said, it is important that we have good structure. And I would hate for some sort of wild magic surge to disrupt the weave about my city.
If you have some way of suppressing such surges, that would be awesome.
We do have magic suppression cuffs, if that's something that I decide is necessary. But I thought we would come and have a conversation first. See what kind of information you have, or how much you know about what it is that brings this magic about in you.
So currently, I have no idea. I've been trying to figure that out myself for a long time.
Interesting. What brings you to Jourenhail?
A very plethora of things bring us through your city. I don't know how much our friend has told you about everything that's been going on with our group.
I was told very little about your group. Just warned of the wild magics and I'm told that I should. Well, I was told that my guild should come and investigate, but given the structure I have in place for the city, it's very important to me, and I would hate for you to not understand the nature of how important this is to me. So I thought I would come myself.
Understood. Each one of my friends here probably has their own things and motives that are going on, but we are all brought together for because we were all cursed, and we all need to get through these curses. And we've been traveling through just trying to figure out the best ways we can handle all of these things that are plaguing us. Which is why we find ourselves in your city.
How do you find yourself cursed?
Each one of us are cursed to do many things. We all ended up in some weird card game where we drew from a deck that cursed us.
Very, very interesting. Well, sometimes the fates align in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. These wild magic surges you've been seeing, did they come before or after the curse?
They started being more prevalent after the curses were set.
Very, very interesting.
I don't know about much else that has been going on. We just figured it out only yesterday.
Have that down here? Yes. Well, we do offer some services that may be of help to you. If you are interested, we do have the ability for 300 gold to remove a curse from you.
I believe we were told that such magics would not take hold on this.
I bet you were told a lot of things.
That's nice.
If I could shit 300 gold, I'd get it done. But that's well out of my reach right now.
Fair.
Have some coin. Definitely not a lot.
This is fair. And something I came to realize as well upon meeting your ally, he seemed to be a little light in the coin purse as well. Luckily for him, Cassandra sent him, and she holds a place in my heart. That being said, no such place is held for the three of you yet, but I would love to grow to be great friends. But I would also like to know that your magic is not causing any issues. I think the best option would be to offer you one of two things. He holds out his hands. One hand he has a cuff, just like a cuff, and it has glyphs on it. On the other hand he has a little ball of ice.
I'm assuming that the cuff will kind of suppress my
This is
magical abilities.
Yes, this is a magical, magic expression cuff.
I don't know what the ice ball
Probably pain.
Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get my thing to actually freaking pull open because everything wants to not actually pull open.
Are you saying that it might be death?
Give me an Arcana.
That's a 19.
He is holding out what you would recognize as an Autolux frozen sphere. An Autolux frozen sphere explodes for a lot of cold damage.
Fair enough. And I'll take the cuff, put it on.
He kind of closes his hand, and you see the sphere just kind of disappears. He hands you the cuff. Simply, for now, to be on the safe side. I would hate for something unpredictable to happen in our city.
Understand?
You must understand that it's no. And I'm not trying to insult you or take away your ability, but I just would rather not have people electrocuted to death in their sleep.
Understandable. Then I fasten it on.
As soon as you put it on, it like locks in place.
Right.
So just let me know when you're ready to leave town, and I will have it removed for you.
Do I
How
have
might
to?
one
Yeah.
inform you of this?
And just let us know. Pretty much anybody. Pretty much just say you're leaving or move about. I will have a rough estimate of where you are at most points in time. It's
Sounds
a
good.
powerful magic item I'm not just going to allow you to leave town with.
And I take another big gulp of my hand.
Powerful magic item. How much would something like that cost if one were to try to purchase it?
An item like that isn't generally for sale.
Well, everything has a price, I would say.
Everything does have a price. This is very true. The price for that would be loyalty, devotion, and a number of coins at a value I don't know you've even seen. If you took all of your coins here that you have, and you traded them in for copper and stacked them on this table, they would not be near the price that costs as platinum. I don't know if you've ever really dealt with platinum.
I've heard of it.
Heard of it. I've never really dealt with it.
And I'm assuming I just like kind of feel like just like all of my magic's kind of like
It just,
suppressed.
when you put it on, it just kind of feels quiet at the moment. Nothing's significant, but it just feels kind of quiet.
Is there anything else we can help you with?
Is there anything I can help you with?
Desperately looking for the members of Jourenhail's watch. Not sure if you know of them.
I've also heard that your guild might be ones we could go to about poltergeists, chokers. We're looking for deep dragons.
Vilnock is looking into that. I actually have pretty good relations with a member of Jourenhail's watch. Why, can I ask, are you looking for them?
They have committed atrocities against my people. It is my duty to bring them to justice.
Leonin justice?
Of course.
I feel like you should look inward. The thing that he did with the lightning dropped several of your companions. With that in mind, my friend, my good companion Lyra, who is a member of one of my guilds and also a member of Nine Elves Watch, would not be the type of person you'd want to necessarily deal with.
Because of lightning.
And because of what he did, dropped you, one of her lightning bolts would probably do the same. Right, because she... Does she have lightning? Oh, I'm just double checking, like making sure, like, does she have lightning bolt? Yeah. She's right on the edge. Yeah, okay. Good. The rare magics that come from him are dangerous, but not as deadly. I would view Lyra as being more deadly if you provoked her. That being said, I've never seen her to be one to pick a fight without reason or to do something that most wouldn't view as just.
I'm curious then how she was a part of a party that fell some of my kind.
Well, what was it that your kind was doing?
Protecting our land. Protecting our young and our lions from the shifters.
Well, yes, the shifters. The big, bad, dangerous shifters. We used to have humans, like myself, who lived in the city of New Dawn Fort. They scapegoated a lot of things through the shifters. Made people believe that the shifters were doing these evil acts because, were creatures are things of terrible stories. People are led to believe that shifters are lycanthropic in nature. Which, to an extent, is kind of true, but not really. More of a descendant. Their tie is not a curse, but more of a relationship with lycanthropy. But you hear lycanthropy, and people start getting afraid. The humans in New Dawn Fort formed a group known as New Dawn Militia, and they hunted the shifters into near extinction, pushed people into believing that they were causing murders and different atrocities, that they were not being as they do live to the south and in southeast, relative proximity to Jourenhail. I do keep an eye on them, and I've noticed very little issue with them doing anything overly aggressive. That being said, they have been moving due to emergence of a beast of sorts in the southeast that has kind of pushed them from some of their more traditional watering holes. In this moving, maybe they looked too far south moving towards a river that your people tend to view as theirs. But attacking your people is not their cup of tea, from what I know.
I was there that day, and they drew first blood.
Fair?
And Ninel's watch was there helping them. I did not know it was them until my people were able to divine their names, their likeness.
Oh.
One of them I have suspicions might be this Niv that your bounty brokers has had on a poster for many years.
Niv. Expensive bounty. The amount of coin I lost on Niv. Worth it, don't get me wrong. Kind of pats his book on the side. But, was that one expensive? Good luck finding him. I don't know if I would believe he's part of Ninel's watch. Ninel's watch being relatively new to the area. Niv
Elion
being...
seems to be a master of disguise.
I haven't met him, so I couldn't say anything. I speak only for Lyra. But I would just say, be careful, be mindful. If you really want to fight her, don't line up. But I am not going to tell you that your people are misunderstood in these parts, as we do understand your people. We understand your creed and who you've come to be under your new rulership, but things could be better. We could have peace. Hell, I helped a broker deal with the Drow. The Drow have a city on the mainland, on the surface, with trade and commerce and unity with the Solarian Empire. And the Leonin could have the same. They would just have to give up on their more barbaric customs.
With no need for somebody to come in and tell us that they understand how life is supposed to be lived, what to do, what not to do.
And yet that's exactly what you have. You have a new tribal leader who came in with a new code to strengthen your people. And now you are strong,
We are strong.
with strong borders and raiding parties. And you've grown so strong you need no allies, you need no friends. You need nothing but yourself.
This is true.
And yet here you stand, allied with people you would normally not, finding out that there are strengths outside of your understanding.
I am cursed.
Maybe you're blessed. Either way, for 300 golds, we could easily clear up one of those curses for you. Just an option. If you are light of coin, the bounty broker is always looking for work. If you are talented in any sort of areas, there's always work to be done.
while we are in town, he wears this.
While you're in town, you will wear this. If you want, you can always let the guard of Value Company know if you're leaving. He can arrange to have it removed as well.
Fair enough.
Then you were provided rooms?
Yes.
You were.
Good. Good. Stay as long as you want. I wouldn't recommend picking a fight with Lyra inside the city. Where she
is here currently.
She's here, yeah. She is currently training young mages in the Evokers Guild.
Exactly what he needs
Which
to know.
the Evocation Guild is called the Evokers because Evocation wizards are not very creative. They're just the Evokers. We got like the All-Seers, the Everlive, and the Evokers. And she is currently training them. And her class is nearly 20 mages deep right now. She's teaching them how to throw lightning bolts. So, unless you want to become target practice, I would probably avoid directly approaching her with any hostility while she's with class, at least.
This is good to know. Thank you for the advice.
Absolutely. She's the strongest storm sorcerer I've seen in a while. If you come across the other storm sorcerer working out of the lighthouse, I would avoid him as well. Snakefolk. He would probably be less than conversive. As long as you wear the cuff, I don't think we'll have an issue. If you don't mind, I'm going to dig a little bit and see what I can't find.
You do whatever you need to do. I promise to wear the cuff as long as I'm hanging out in your city.
Fair. Well, is there anything else I can do for you? Any other questions you have?
I suppose not for now. If he were to leave temporarily and then come back, could he have it put back on?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's easy enough. I would definitely not want him to... I mean, I don't want anything crazy happening. I would not want him to disrupt the weave of Jourenhail. And I also would like for you to stay. Again, the more the merrier in Jourenhail. Work. Help us build. Help us to become more powerful. Any knowledge gained is always helpful.
Fair enough. And do we have a name to which we might refer to if we need to speak with you?
If you're looking for me specifically, I go by the name Levi.
We are the Forced Hand.
Good name. I will keep that in mind. And he will. You see him kind of gets up and he walks over and heads towards one of the doors and he steps in and like the kind of doors like swing open. And you see he steps in and he takes a step to the left and you just kind of hear a
Well, fuck guy. We had drinks with the head of the city. Aren't we special?
Tell me you wouldn't. You know.
I do
So
know.
tell me you wouldn't be like, wild magic? Let's go fucking figure out what's going on.
1,000% I would.
Because Kayan helped him to design the city. A little unweaving, it's fine.
Everything else going on in the city, yeah.
Just a little bit of unweaving. Just a little bit. Just a little
We
bit.
don't need to be zapping people.
Mhm.
Let's just keep everything under control. I fucking love it. But also, I'm sick of tricks.
Big old chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm getting really fed up of people trying to say how good these people are.
It definitely seems like they try to keep a certain persona about themselves.
Did you ever think maybe it's because you've not fully explained how it is that you've been wrong?
They understand my people when I tell them that they have attacked my people and our lions and
I noticed that most of them come at you with some sort of a Leonin code.
yes.
Are they aware of a code that I'm not?
If we are touched or our blood is drawn, it is I order our duty and our need to end them or die trying.
Just think back to a couple weeks ago, where I even accidentally drew blood. And our
Under
friend here.
any other circumstances were we not cursed, both of you would be in the ground, or you would have put me in the ground. That is the Leonin code.
And considering that he put you in the ground after one swing, I don't know if we would have survived that.
A round of mugs is brought and set in front of you guys.
I did not pay for this.
Yep, it's already been paid for.
I'll give the person who brought him over a couple silver as a tip for drink, just because I'm already a couple drinks in. Thank you.
As much as I appreciate, I do not imbibe. I feel it dulls my wits. To the server who brought her over.
She literally just set down mugs and
Just
walked away.
walked off.
He kind of
Just
slipped her
fucking
silver.
left.
She kind of reached over, but
Another one?
Sure. There's not much else I can really do at the moment in time.
Including electrocute us all in the middle of the night. So there's a plus side there.
I'm curious if this is something that you could find within yourself to control. You can throw bursts of energy, clearly. You must have some clue what you're doing.
Like I said, since I was a child, I've been trying to perfect my craft. But controlling it, even to the extent that I have now. It's been difficult to do. But I'm thinking that with more time and more knowledge and more willpower on my end, I probably could control it a little bit better. But as of now, I feel like this is the best solution, looking at the wristband. At least now I know I'm not as much of a danger to my friends.
If only it were that easy.
At least within the confines of the city.
Right. You are having this goal, though. You have always sought to better yourself and control this. Something tells me that's not possible while you wear such a device.
True.
I think the sooner we head southeast, the better.
We also just we know that what is his name? Ebgar is somewhere outside the city too.
We could attempt to locate Ebgon. We don't know much of him other than he's outside of the city.
Maybe it would be smart if we wait here for Magus and Velnok. Then we can at least know what's going on with any land treaties and stuff
What they've found out.
before we head out and take care of any bounties and hopefully go to clear out some things for the time being. Take some next week. Are the dwarves still hanging out in here?
Yeah, they're hanging out near you. They're working on some ales. She's performed a bit and moved off and is now sitting with them at their table as they're all sitting around drinking.
We have another performer up on the stage or no? In between players?
Yeah, you're in between at the moment.
Now might be your moment, Clef.
This place strikes me as one that you must be recommended from someplace else. But I'll go check at the bar and see what they're doing.
To the bar?
Yeah.
Up to the bar. What can I get for you?
I was actually wondering, it's awfully quiet here. Who you have playing?
We don't have anybody up for about the next 30 minutes. And we've got a band taking over and playing through the night.
So, I don't see anybody else standing in line. Mind if I make some noise up there?
Yep. You help yourself. We don't pay.
Oh, for tips.
Fair.
I figure if I'm worth it, the crowd will pay.
Fair. Yeah, you can take the stage. Do you want to give me a performance?
Performance! Hey, I rolled my 18 tonight. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there it is.
If your performance is anything like your roll,
Single
you're like,
digits over there? Yeah, we're just like dropping.
Yeah, fill out my hand
Like you
before
mean it.
I was going to give it a couple extra shakes.
Yeah,
but
you gotta get
I don't know
it
if that
like
helped
you
any or
mean
not, but we're at 13.
13? Yeah. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, and it's a decent bar. You can get 7 silver and 10 copper.
In a half hour? Not bad.
He takes the stage and performs. What do you guys want to do while he's performing?
I will walk over to the dwarves.
Thanks for the ale.
You're welcome.
It's good to see you finally made it.
It took us a bit longer, but we were able to keep decent pace, decent travel through.
Yeah, you missed Azokul. It's a good day. But that's fine. It's fine.
What, are you guys hanging out for a little while longer, or do you have somewhere else you need to be?
Yeah, we're actually talking about maybe planting roots for a little while. It's a good city. The stay's cheap. I mean, it's a good room for the price, for sure. It's a good room for any price. We've been working in and out of a couple of the guilds. There's a lot of things happening that are helpful. I mean, at least through Morden, there's no reason for us to really move anywhere else. This feels like divine intervention. Torch feels like this is the right place to spend the month to honor our god. And then at the end of the month, we'll see. It gets hot. We'll see if this is where we stay or if we maybe travel to cooler climates.
Understandable. There's a possibility of us heading a little bit south of the city, possibly
Yeah, you're talking about the mines.
clearing out some mines and stuff. Would you guys be open to possibly helping us out? Or
Well, like Torch said, he can help you a little bit if you have the mines cleared out by the 37th. Or see, more you'd say. If you have the mines cleared out by Durin Kazad, then we can bless it for you, but we're not the type to go in there and start a fight that's not ours.
for sure. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your drinks. That was a wonderful performance, by the way.
Thank you.
And we'll be in town, so we'll be in touch.
Absolutely. We'll be here. For the most part, we're set up here. If not, you'll find us in the Artisans District. Not much masonry needed right now, but we could definitely do some work for you. We can help you to establish something if you do clear out the mines.
Sounds good. Definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'll walk back over to Sistrix.
Just been like sitting and seating and hasn't touched his drink. Probably like sniffed it once and was like, pulls out his own flask. Takes a couple sips.
I feel like you might be curious about that one with the lightning magics.
Curious is a word for it.
I feel like we should heed the warnings.
If I can withstand one shot from her, I feel I can put her in the ground. Not when she's with 20 others, but she is here.
Mid lightning bolt class, probably not the time to attack her.
Just come barging in.
Just everybody's like, wait, Teach, so this is how we... Oh, okay, cool.
20
Like,
people.
yeah. They're the wizards. They're a couple levels up. Not too. They just got lightning bolt. You could probably drop one or two of them right before they even got to react. They're not Dexy, but they're still. Let's say you drop 4 of them, then you're still just looking at the other 17.
Yeah.
You perform, you get some coin, and a group kind of starts like moving in some equipment, and they're just like kind of walk up on stage, like the equipment and stuff, and they're just like,
Yeah, wraps it up. Fails.
Oh,
Not even trying to make any wager. Nothing. Excuse me, pardon me, my bad.
absolutely.
No word yet from Magus or Velnock?
Not yet. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, that hasn't been too terrible.
But you guys are set up in the inn. Is there anything else you want to do while in the inn before they arrive?
no money.
Our dwarf friend said that they would be able to bless the mines if we cleared them out.
Magus will be pleased, I'm sure.
By during Kazad.
Right.
If you can bless him out by during Kazad.
I think that is probably our goal, right? Because we don't want him losing any more of his things.
Right. As soon as possible. That way he can get a good rest every night. I believe that was what's tied to.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Staying
every
awake
Right.
every other night. We still have Ebgarn that we can go and look for. Do we want to ask around?
Probably could. Taverns are probably the best place to gather information.
About this time, Magus will come in. Kind of comes in, finds you guys, sits down. Well, I got the base idea of the location of the mines and what's going on, the option for the deed that's basically open for anybody who clears it. Did you guys find information on what's going on there?
We heard word that there is a potentially young black dragon who's been driving the surface folk away and out of that area.
I thought that was to the east.
Southeast. That is where your mine is it not?
No, the mines were south of here.
Oh,
More
straight
south, more southwest, if anything. Yeah.
That is east then. Nothing specific on the mines as of now. We know that Torch would be willing to bless them. That is what we found.
Oh yeah, he mentioned that last we saw him.
Haven't heard anything specific about like this particular mine, but we have heard that passages to the Underdark seem to be pretty common in this area through the mines.
Chokers
So
have been spotted.
there is a good potential that we could reach the Underdark through said mine.
Well, maybe we can put out ear and try to find out more information about the mines specifically. He'll get up and walk over and he'll sit down at the bar. And he just kind of starts talking to somebody next to him.
It sounds like we need to start up some conversations about mines and Ebgon. So I'll get up and I'll start go to a different spot of the bar and start chatting up with anyone I find.
In the nature of Jesse, I rolled a 4.
Nice.
That's what we've been rolling all night.
No information. Go. So,
Scratches his chair along the floor, stands up, makes his way over to the next table over, whoever's sitting there.
yeah, the next table over puts you kind of towards the center of the place. We're gonna go with.
So the center place, I'll go to a different part of the bar, kind of like on the opposite end.
Yeah, of course. That's funny.
So good.
It's terrible. You sit down at the next table, which puts you at a table kind of towards the center. Kind of hooded folk, or hooded dude, sits there and has a small cup in front of him, pulls a flask, drops it, puts it in, gloved hands, but you notice that each of the tips of the gloves are opened up, and this little claw comes out. As you sit down, face looks up and you see a couple whiskers. And as the tabaxi looks out at you, it's an older tabaxi. Are you sitting to play? I'm not trying to play a Leonin. Swigs back his drink.
Play what?
Fair. What can I do for your friend?
Was wondering if you knew anything about a person named Ebgarn.
Yeah. You say he killed some guards. I don't think he did it.
You don't think you did it?
If I thought he did it, I would probably go after myself.
Fair enough. Do
Pours-
you know where he
Pulls
is?
up the flask again and like fills up the cup with like a pretty heavy whiskey is what it looks like. I don't know where he is. Outside of town. He has a little tent. Pretty well camouflaged.
If he didn't do it, then who did?
I don't know for sure, but it's just one of those things, you know, they like to cast blame on his folk. It's one of those things I don't even think they never found any bodies, nothing like that. Like, just a couple people disappeared, and someone's like, "Oh, well, he killed them." I think that they left. Swigs down his drink.
His people, you've got my attention. His people would be,
The shifters.
of course.
They've got a reputation around here, about as big as your people do. That's why I'm not really sure. I'm guessing you don't know this is a gaming table, but that's fine.
This is do you have dice?
No, it's a different game. I feel like it's not one I'd play with Leon in.
Well, now I'm curious. What is your game?
We get ales, and the goal is to chug down the ale without spilling a drop. When the ale is chugged, the glass is set down, and only when your hand is free, you attempt to slap the other person out of the chair. This goes until one person falls out of the chair or fails to chug down their drink. If they lose it, they pay for the rounds. Wagers are bet. But I don't think your folk understand how fun it is to slap each other around.
That is a horribly sad type of game.
Your people have lost the joy that my people retained.
We have plenty of joy, he says, just fucking mean mugging.
I can tell.
Plenty of joy.
We have this elf who tells good jokes. Plenty of joy.
The Leonin have an elf that tells jokes.
No, my traveling group. We are known as the Forced Hand.
And I really, that's fine.
You don't know of anything maybe in these southern mines?
The mines to the south. Which ones are you talking about? The one where all the people disappeared?
Yes.
People went there looking for work. They were digging. They were pulling ore out. I was moving out, and then one day, everybody was just gone. Nobody left. Nobody came through here. Tools were left sitting out. Just, it's like they all just turned into air. No, not necessarily. There's like no clothes were behind or anything, but they all just disappeared.
Footprints, no.
Nothing.
No stories about what might have transpired.
Some people think that the mind itself swallowed them up. Who knows?
Fair enough. Enjoy your game. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Get up and go back to the original
And he
table.
pours out another one. You're sitting at, you move over to the far side of the bar.
Right.
Bartender, what can I get for you?
I'll take another ale, please, and hopefully some information.
Pours you now, slides it at you.
Appreciate it. I give a silver piece. Now we can keep the rest.
Fair. drops it in the pocket.
You wouldn't have happened to know what happened to the mines in the south, where all those people just disappeared. Heard any rumors? Any?
Yeah.
One day.
People went down doing some work. A couple people came through here looking for skilled miners. Took a couple of people that we had and went to the south to a deed that had been recently purchased. Some mines that had been mostly closed off. I started digging in and started bringing up some good amount of ore. And then one day we were waiting for a shipment and nobody showed up. And the next day no one showed up. The day after no one showed up, so somebody decided to run down. It was one of the members of that would have been, who was it that found them?
Found the nothing.
Found that they weren't there.
It was a member of the Tempered Hammer, the Smith's Guild. He was going down to see what's up with the ore and found that the whole mine had been emptied out. He didn't step too far in, but he entered in a little bit. Said he got a weird feel and just pulled out. Closed off the mine.
Do you know the specific name of who the guy that went down?
I don't know exactly. You'd have to go and talk to the Tempered Hammer. It's the Smith's Guild. Yeah, the Tempered Hammer. They would probably know more. I don't know. It's a hearsay for me.
Thank you for the knowledge. I'm also looking for someone named Ebgon. I heard he might have killed some guards recently.
I don't think anybody's necessarily killed any guards. We've come to believe that most of that's just rumor, but there is somebody who put out a bounty on him. So, there's got to be something behind it. That being said, he doesn't drink here. He doesn't stay here. So I don't know much about it, unfortunately. The miners, they drank here. They'd come, they'd unload carts of ore and such, and whoever delivered that day got to stay here for the night and then bring wagons back the next morning. They came up here usually once a 10-day.
Sure. I appreciate you telling me this, and I'll hand him another silver.
Absolutely. Just doing
And
my
I'll-
job.
Thank you for the ale, and I'll go sit back down with everybody.
Okay.
There's a fucking tabaxi that likes to slap people for fun.
Tell me you've never had a pet cat.
Makes perfect sense.
I know
Mayo
of-
does that shit all the time.
Didn't even plan that out. It just ended up being that the guy who plays the slap game in the tavern was a tabaxi.
You're sitting on my
I know of,
couch and you wiggle your toes and all of a sudden you feel bap, 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 bap. You're like, what the fuck? You son of a bitch.
I know of a different tabaxi.
And
that
that's
likes to
with him
stab
out, not being drunk. A drunken monk.
Sit down. It seems like if we want to find out more about what happened in those mines, there was someone from the Tempered Hammer, the Smith's Guild in the city, that was sent down there and looked around. I don't know if he'll have any real specifics, but it's a good place to start. At least he'll sort of know what's going on, like what it looks like down there before we head there ourselves.
Might be worth taking a look at.
As far as this Edgar guy is concerned, it seems like most people around the city don't think he actually killed any gods.
Yes, I heard the same thing from the Tabaxi. Somehow everybody thinks that shifters are just misunderstood. A bounty's a bounty. So if we wanted to make coin, we could try to pursue it.
And he's wanted dead or alive. So if he, let's say, doesn't come willingly, we can always strike him down.
This is true. We can try to reason with him and tell him to just clear his name.
It's possible that he might know of someone who might actually be killing guards.
He could have put a little more effort in, again, to clear his own name.
Right.
Although I can't say I blame him if somebody random from the Solarian Empire was saying that I was a problem or charged with killing missing people. I don't think I would be so keen to hand myself over. Their laws mean nothing but their own vaulty time waste.
Is it, what time of day? Is it still kind of
It's like
midday?
afternoon-ish. Yeah, like probably like our time is like 3 or 4 that the band is taking up because they're gonna play for like an 8-hour set.
I feel like
8-hour set.
Eight-hour sets. It's a performing group. So.
Damn.
I take turns.
it is possible that we could go to the Tempered Hammer now before it gets too late. And see if we can dig up any more information before we turn in for the night and possibly head out.
Fair enough, let's head that way while Magus continues his conversations. Try and get his attention, at least wave him. We'll be back.
He goes, no, absolutely. Like I'll be here, just talking with people.
Gotta lead. Clef, would you like to come with?
Absolutely.
So we leave. I'm assuming all of our stuff is in our rooms by this point.
When you go to the door, they'll say, yeah, everything you've got is in your rooms. And if you want, you can go and grab it.
I don't feel like we're gonna be attacked, but
Cicatrix will go and get his stuff.
yeah.
One moment.
You're basically brought to those side doors, and it goes down into a tunnel, and you go across, and there's, when you enter in, you're in the basement, Valued Company Lodge. There's a bunch of, it's like a dining area, a bunch of booths that have like curtains pulled and stuff like that. People talking, but then there are stairs that go up kind of towards the center of the room. And as you go up, it splits off to different hallways that go off to different levels. Stairs also go down, but you go up to the second floor. They'll bring you over, and you've got all your stuff there.
I will also go with, just to grab my quarterstaff, at the very least. Gotta keep up appearances.
You get all your stuff. They'll allow you to leave through Valued Company Lodge. They give you a key for your room. And there's doorways, but they're not like very open. When you exit a doorway and you leave and it closes, you can tell it's a concealed door. It's not necessarily a secret door, but it's like concealed on the side there, where like right at the very edge against the fence on either side.
Cool. Meet up with you outside?
Yes.
To the Tempered Hammer.
Such a weirdly elaborate setup.
Especially for a place that offers rooms for free. Well, I guess they need to know 100% of who's staying and not staying.
You head into the tempered ham. Tempered hammer. Yeah. So you start moving over. You'll notice as you walk that way and come through, you're first hit with like really good smells. As the first building that you see there is the Spice of Life, which you can see that there are people cooking things, brewing things. There's kegs, wines, things like that, all set out, different alcohols. And then like breads and cheeses and things like that. They are making all sorts of different things. On the other side, you have Whittling Wonder, where there are wood carvers and carpenters doing work. Move down and around, you'll see as you're moving towards the tempered hammer, you move past the Hand of Arathis, and then of course gilded quills. The Hand of Arathis, definitely Mason's Guild. You see there different things. The only thing you're seeing being sold there is like doors and stuff like that. Some stone and like stone carving tools and things like that that would be used in masonry. The Gilded Quills is a calligraphers and cartographers guild. You're seeing lots of scrolls and like fancy quills and things like that displayed kind of in the front of their shop. And then you hear lots and lots of sounds coming from this very large building off the side, which is the Tempered Hammer. The Tempered Hammer is the Smith's Guild, where you're seeing people making armors and weapons and all sorts of different things. Pretty much anything metal is being worked. The heat comes off the building, as you can tell. There's lots of anvils and forges currently in play. When you enter through the door, not a very large area, but just a kind of like small little entryway.
I feel like they built this place for dwarves. Like hunched against the ceiling.
It's pretty open.
Cicatrix is 7'2" himself. He's a tall boy. Even tall for early on it.
Which are already pretty tall.
Which are already pretty tall. He is top of the height scale. Yeah, we are already pretty tall. And Cicatrix is just that much taller.
Peak Leon.
Glad you noticed. Does a little pep dance. Flex.
I can definitely smell what Cicatrix is cooking.
Do you smell what the Cicatrix is cooking?
Start hearing your theme song.
Yes.
When you enter in, you'll notice that there are two dwarves and kind of set off to either side of this like open area that leads off to different doors and such behind them, and then one gnome in the middle.
I walk up. Hello there.
Which one? You have two dwarves. One dwarf seems to be focused more on like he's got like armors and stuff behind him. One has and then the other dwarf has like weapons, and the gnome has just kind of trinkets and stuff.
I'll go talk to the gnome.
Okay.
Hello there.
Hello. What can I do for you?
We are looking for someone that was possibly sent down to the mines down to the south after ores and stuff stopped shipping up here. we're looking to go down to the mines and clear them out, and we just want to get any information we can about what possibly is going on down there.
Yeah, people say those mines are cursed.
Fucking curses.
Didn't really,
Secrets behind.
didn't really want anything to do with it. We sent somebody down there. The mines were cleared out, but there was a wagon full of ore. Brought the ore back. We couldn't get it to smelt right. It fell apart. It just didn't seem right. It's like something, like the ground itself was cursed. The ore didn't seem to really work. At that point, we had very little interest in going back.
Sure. Did that person you sent down there see anything, creatures, anything that could be considered dangerous?
Just a bunch of missing dwarves. No creatures. Didn't see anything. Like I said,
He didn't even step inside
went
the
down.
mines.
He went into the mines a little bit. Said he got a very eerie, ominous feel. It was quiet, especially for a mine that's normally kind of teeming with work. With all the workers gone, it was quiet, eerie. Didn't get a good vibe. Hitched up the wagon to his horse and rode back. Like I said, when he got here, the ore was the ore that we had already paid for. We were waiting for a shipment. Started throwing it into the fires, and the ore just broke apart. It's like the iron was cursed as well. At that point, you have a handful of people disappear into a mine that's given unusable, cursed iron. We just blocked it off and called it a day.
But previously, before they all disappeared, they brought other ores and stuff here. Did those seem cursed?
Nope, everything seemed fine until the day everybody disappeared.
So it seems
Everything was
like
just fine until it wasn't.
something might have
That's typical.
happened until somebody or something came by.
Something.
Only thing, Thalgren says he worked the mines a little bit, but I don't know how much he actually knows, but he might know a thing or two. And he points towards the guy who is kind of near all the armor work.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. And he kind of fiddles with, and you're watching as he's kind of flicking at this little like metal device thing, and he kind of flicks it, and like a flame comes out. And he like closes it, and flicks it, and like a flame comes out. Just playing around, putting together little metal pieces and making these little tinkering items.
I'll walk over to the armor smith dwarf,
Thalgren,
Algren.
you can see him. Goes, what can I do for you?
Your friend over there told us that you might have done a little bit of digging around the mines down to the south of here before everything kind of went awry.
I'm an armor smith. I teach armor. I teach things how to go, but I went down and I looked into the mines. I wasn't digging. I was directing people on ways to pull out larger pieces of iron ore without breaking things down so much. I can do better work with larger pieces if I don't have to try to blend them together. That being said, I would stay away from those mines. They're cursed. Magic just sparks out of nothing.
Never heard of that before, have we?
Don't know what you're talking
Have
about.
It's never happened before.
Don't know what you're talking about. I kind of fiddle with the.
There was rumors and nights of little creatures almost almost halfling size, moving about the mines. A lot of people think it was the shadows of dwarves coming at them, but there was always that weird little magic occurrences. I saw sparks coming off of an iron vein that had no reason to be sparking, and just weird occurrences.
Thank you for the warnings, the information.
Of course.
Don't want to go there.
Do you guys have any business that you guys want to take care of while we're here?
I have no money to do business.
The only thing I would say too is, at one point, some people talked about seeing something, these almost dead eyes looking at them from the darkness. These almost useless, pale, yellow eyes, like you see in some of the creatures of the Underdark, staring at them. I don't know if that's true, but that's just what I hear.
Well, seems like we have quite the adventure ahead of us if we decide to head down there. Let's get back to Magus and let him know what we've found out about the mines.
Sounds good. We'll head back.
Yep.
Over to the tavern.
Went back over to the tavern.
And I guess we're gonna have to de-weapon.
You can go in through and go to your room and put your stuff in your room if you want.
Yeah, go in and put everything away.
And then can we
Lock it up.
go back to the basement?
Go back underground.
Yeah, there's a couple people, and you'll notice, like, down under here, there's like food being served, and there's a little bit of a, like, lounge area, but there's also some people kind of keeping an eye, and so they kind of look and see that you're not really carrying anything. Allow you to go back over to Valued Company, where you will find Magus. He'll sit down with you. Get little rumors. People are worried about curses and the ground swallowing people up, but nobody seems to really know much.
It sounds like, according to a dwarf over at the Tempered Hammer who went down to the mines, among other people that kind of went there after the dwarves disappeared, that there was weird magics going on and possible creatures walking about. It seems like these mines could really be a passage to the Underdark, among other things.
Yeah.
Definitely hearing a lot about curses, or that was mined up, not working properly, type thing.
That's not a good thing. I mean, obviously we want the mines to have good ore if we're gonna try to pull it out and make something of it, but
We'd have to clear it out, and I think Torch could handle that.
fair.
But also, what was it? Dead eyes from the darkness, pale yellow eyes, like creatures from the Underdark. I don't have any clue what that could be.
Yeah, I have no idea. The weird magics that are going on, that I have at least somewhat of a clue, but not really.
What sort of weird magics?
They had mentioned some of the iron ore having electricity coming off of them, among with dwarves disappearing.
well, random wild magics is always a fun thing to have happen. But something we
I
could
think
go
our
and-
group can attest to that.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to rest before we do anything. But I say that we take a good rest and then we can move in and go check it out in the morning.
That sounds good to me.
Sounds perfect to me.
Cool.
Has anyone heard from Velmog? Has he stopped by? Still doing his own thing.
He's probably nose deep in a book. I'm sure he's fine. I can always try and go and check in on him if you like.
It seems like he's where he needs to be at the moment. So.
So you guys take is there anything you want to do for the rest of the evening?
No, I'm 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like 6 drinks in.
Definitely had a few.
It's a good thing I'm wearing this bracelet. Wild magic should be stirred up everywhere. I wouldn't know.
That's true.
Together, don't they? Of course they're not. I thought they were. Might just.
Parkland gets into his room just head first.
Dives into the down.
It's because they're all in. Different one. It's fine. I don't need them.
Hey, you guys wonder why I need a walking stick?
2 doors down, you hear. You're like, fuck, really? Can't escape.
Oh, 2? No, 82.
82.
I thought it was gonna be. I was like, ooh, another 90 something.
Right? Oh my god. 80. Or 92. You've been what, lightning even?
Right, 89, 92.
92, yes.
82 would have been I radiate bright light in a 3-foot radius.
Jesus. You are the human beacon.
Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet is blind.
The next day, you guys wake up. You have the good berries.
Yugaberry.
Over this time, let me just adjust this.
Go to a pumpkin patch this weekend. That's the plan.
Nice.
Should be fun.
You're really fun.
From lots of carved pumpkin.
Over this time, you do have 8 additional healing potions that you can split up however you want over that course of that week and all that.
Yeah. healing potions.
Now if we split them up, we keep them. I have.
How many do you feel you could confidently keep a hold of without breaking or losing?
Well, I have this nice bag of our Hayward's handy haversack. So technically a lot of things. But as long as we all have a couple, we should be pretty okay until we end up needing them. So we went into the mines, guns blazing. I mean, oh yeah. As we leave, I'll talk to the guard or whatever about the wristband.
He will pull the wristband for you. You guys venture south and you find by this cave's entrance that you were told about, you find a small camp, a couple of huts kind of set up, a couple of tents set up, a wagon stripped down. You can, as you're looking, you can tell that this place has been ransacked a little bit. There's like clear signs of something having come through here. Will me with you.
Things have kind of ravaged through.
Looks like things have come through. You're seeing indications that there were other wagons here. This wagon that's left, a wheel is off of it. So it looks like that's probably why it hasn't been pulled. But there's indication that there's been other wagons here that sat for a little while. There's other like tent stakes and stuff like that, but tents pulled out. So things have come through and like kind of pulled and got rid of some stuff. These tents are pretty damaged. Doesn't look like they'd offer the best of protection. The two little huts seem to be pretty cleared out, and then the cave is like boarded off.
Go over and see if I can't take my axe and start pulling some boards.
When you look at it, so what it looks like is like somebody put boards in place against the stone, and then the stone actually melted around it. So you're probably just going to chop through them.
Yeah. Chop the wood.
Yeah, absolutely. With a little bit of work, give me a strength check.
Strength check. Rolls off of the 2-digit number onto the 1-digit number. That's a 9.
9? You're getting through it, but it's heavy chopping and more hits rather than just going chop and breaking through it. You're kind of chopping at it and breaking through it, but you can manage to get through it with a bit of work. Bit of chopping and pulling at it, and you're looking at a pretty much open entry into a mine. When you open it up, a cold air seems to kind of like blow out from inside. You get kind of a musty smell at first, and then there is a slight... give me a nature or a survival.
Survival. I'm better at that.
Or so.
5 as it rolls off the 20 onto the 2.
The twos!
This dice has nothing but single digits on it all day.
The twos.
You're not really quite nailing it, but there's like a familiar but off-putting, like, not floral, but like a natural smell that you don't quite... You're like, I know that smell, but I don't know what it is.
Kind of stinks.
If I could, I'd like to make possibly like an Arcana check. Study Arcana.
Yeah.
Of the cave.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just kind of see if there's
At the cave,
yeah.
see if you can figure out what it is.
It's a dirty 20.
It's definitely like plant-like. You're not with an Arcana. You're not really gonna pull it very well, but it's some sort of like underground plant. It's like a moss or something, but you don't. You can tell. You're like, okay, this is like organic smell coming from here, but you don't have it directly dialed in.
There's definitely some plant life down here. I mean, the only way to see what's going on is to actually go in and see. This is why we're here.
Well,
Sometimes.
here we are. Are we ready?
He's like, I kind of want to. And he just kind of tucks his dog in here. He's like, wait in here. Closes the door. Just don't want him dragged along.
I'll put away my great axe and pull out the spear and shield.
Spear and shield? Okay. It is dark in there. Does everybody have dark vision?
Spear. I have dark vision.
Just so happens.
I do not.
So when you turn on a light, you notice them carrying your spear. As usual.
I do have a tinderbox and a torch.
Velnock has it. Magus does not. He pulls out a lamp. Was that guy will move in? How do you guys want to move in? Marching order?
Six tricks first, let's go, baby.
He kind of looks around and goes, yeah, I'm going to use my lamp. I don't know what happened to my torch.
I'll
So
light
cicatrix-
the torch.
You're moving in first.
Yeah.
You've got a torch. Moving in next.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
He kind of, with the lamp, will take up the rear.
Call the go.
Kind of move in along like that.
Understood these tight spaces.
The dwarves seem to love them. I also grew up in forests, so
Why anything would like to be underground is beyond me.
I don't need you, I need you. I don't need you, I need that, I need this one. And I need that one. This. Oh, it's everybody. 1, 2. Oh no, that's what I need. Duh. Probably the one that actually matters.
The one that matters.
Not that all of them don't matter, clearly, but
But the one
extra matter.
infinitely matters. 1,000 matters.
All.
love it. Come on, load. Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, boys.
We
Nope, I don't need a picture. Use that block. That's what we're looking at. Cool. That beats it. Press the board. Cool. As you're moving in, the walls, for the most part, it's like stone until you get to this point. The light seems to glisten off of different areas. So you can tell that these areas are kind of digging into iron deposits, and then it seems to split off, and the tunnel disappears 2 different directions.
shall take a look around.
Might be good to investigate things, see if we can derive what might have happened.
Head around the corner to the left.
Cool. So you're going to come into here.
Yep.
I'll follow.
Follow.
Yes.
Just everybody sticking together,
Mm-hmm.
following into this area here.
Might be so.
I'll take. I'll let 2 people give me a study. So that's study. So that's investigation, arcana, history, nature. Pretty much anything that's going to figure out what the heck's going on in here.
Pretty okay in nature.
I'm the exact same with all of them.
Yeah. Are they decent? No. Well, same. How about you get it?
Want me to get it? Oh, let's do it at what, investigation then?
Collect how much you
I
Yeah.
got this. 6.
6.
My dice were
There's single
fucking
digits.
me all night, man.
So 6 investigation.
A roll 18.
Are you doing one or no?
I mean, I can. I think you're
You've got
better.
a pretty good Arcana.
Yeah.
But it's Arcana.
Right.
You've already rolled an Arcana. Well, maybe I'll try Nature too.
Nature? Yeah, well, guess.
Hey, 15.
15. So you said a
6.
6 and a 15. With a 6, you're noticing that the ore does. Yeah, the
You're
ore
in
does seem to have something kind of going on about it. It's kind of weird. It almost looks like it has like fungal patches on it. You're noticing it's not fungal. It is little rings. There's a bunch of these little like it'll be like a little bloom of rings, where there's like not necessarily a mold, but like a rot going, because it's almost like rings of blood.
Won't cause that on something inorganic. It's pretty nasty.
Does seem kind of weird.
Are the rings pretty uniform, or are they varying sizes?
They're definitely not that uniform. They seem to start off more oblong, and they go to be like kind of a more actual like laid out circles, and then they go more oblong again. Almost like it's like these little like streaks of these like fungal circles, which now you recognize as like rotten blood. Seems to be, it's almost like it's stretched out on the ends.
I do not understand.
Seems like something was attacked. Or got hurt while they were trying to mine these things.
Turn them into little blood bubbles.
Looking up, looking around.
We
Cool.
did hear that there was strange magics and stuff going on.
4 points of piercing damage.
Oh. Hey.
As something drops down on you from the ceiling.
Oh. Hey. It's on.
It will be on. Boneless. So they're chicken nuggets,
Good.
not chicken wings.
Drop that again, Bone.
Are you large or smaller?
Yes.
Cool. You are then restrained.
Heard.
As this creature wraps around you, so fucking close too. I got a 19. A 20 is a crit, and then you're not breathing.
Nice.
But this creature seems to kind of wrap around you. You just feel this like squirmy grossness just trying to like wrap around your neck. And that'll be initiative.
Heard. Let's go. More.
Belknock. And
Dude, your dice are on it today.
so Velnock has a +2, so that puts him at 5. And Magus has a +4, so that puts him at 15. Clef,
19.
Cicatrix,
8. That's my dice.
Tarquin,
21.
21.
Damn.
Cool. And we're going to start off with, put these in order. Tarquin, you're up first, followed by Clef, and random happenstance, and badges.
Random happenstance.
And random
Oh, that's weird. I ordered 1 frozen yogurt and you gave me 2. You wouldn't happen to like frozen yogurt, would you? What a crazy random happenstance.
Cicatrix, Belknock. Cool. So we are on. Tarquin, you are up.
Cool. I look over, see his things wrapped around Cicatrix, and I will Sorceress Burst it. No, I will run up and try to like get this thing off him.
Okay. So then you're going to try to pull it off. So then you're going to need to make a unarmed attack on it.
What's your unarmed strike?
+3, so 15.
Oh, that's not bad.
15. You're trying to get a hold of this thing, and it's just like squishy, and you're not grabbing a hold of anything. So you move in and do that. So that's move action. That's it, and then an action. You got a bonus action left.
I'll go ahead and rage, sorcery rage, innate sorcery.
Sorcerer Rage. Innate sorcery. We're gonna call that raging.
Sparks going off.
So I'm like getting kind of frustrated that I'm not like grabbing hold of this. Like magic starts kind of
Yeah.
searching through my horns a little bit.
Oh my god.
Cliff.
He's gonna murder us all!
And next week everyone must have
89.
new characters.
Right. Yeah, you randomly hit everything except for the chokers who just decide to kill you.
This thing on the lion type,
Mm-hmm.
That'd be me.
it's going to get a chill touch.
So move in and give it a chill
Wanna
touch.
dirty touch it?
Touch it dirty.
Hit him.
Cool.
Hit him.
I'll have
Hey.
freaking 24.
That will hit.
Okay, cool.
somewhere between 15 and 24.
Somewhere.
15,
That's
24.
pretty big window there.
Yeah.
But hey,
How about 3 points of damage?
Is it 3 points of damage?
3 whole whopping points of damage.
3 whopping points of damage. And that's
necrotic, right?
that
Necrotic, in fact.
3 necrotic damage. Oh, necrotic? That
Yes.
doesn't matter.
Necrotic. Oh. Hey. Just
Not
in case.
necrotic.
Oddly enough, the things you guys are fighting at this level don't have resistances.
Thank God.
Weird.
So move up, chill touch it.
And
Bonus
move
actions.
back. Bonus action.
Attack of opportunity on you.
I think Cicatrix needs a.
AC 12 misses you, yeah?
Yes. Amazingly enough. Cicatrix needs a bardic inspiration.
You can inspire me.
As you move away, the thing tries to grab a hold of you, and you see this like squishy, weird appendage just kind of like reaches out with all these little suckers on it. Tries to grab a hold of you. There's Cliff. That brings us to that. We are going to first one is a hit. The second one is also an attack. Team is a miss. So one hits, one misses. And we are going with 5 points of piercing damage on Magus. Who is now also restrained as one of these little creatures drops on him.
Grab a hold of him.
It grabs a hold of him and just like it's on the roof and it grabs a hold of him and then just it kind of like just this long, and you can just barely see because you're kind of stepping back, but this like long tendril arm just kind of grabs a hold of it and it just kind of like sticks, pulls it to him. Yeah.
Nasty.
I also know how to vaccine. That's used to get grabbed and pulled.
His name is
Which
Michael.
brings us to Magus. Does anybody specifically want to pull up and play Magus, or do you want me just to handle it?
I can run Magus if you want.
Yeah, if you'd like. It is his turn. He's probably going to attempt to get the heck out of this.
Do an escape.
No, because he can do...
You can hit him, right?
Well, he can.
But he's got disadvantage because he's restrained.
Well, yes, but because what he can do is he can do an unarmed strike and then a bonus action unarmed strike.
That's true.
And if he hits the creature, he can shove it,
That's also true.
and if he shoves it, then it's going to get knocked off of him.
That's true.
Cool. I'm just
So a
looking
couple
at...
hits,
Yeah,
2 attacks, unarmed strikes.
yeah, so he's going to use his unarmed strike. It should be D6, right? Yeah. So yeah, he'll use his unarmed strike. So it is with disadvantage since he's restrained.
Totally fine. Unarmed strike from Magus. Oh, not with the deuce. So first one's a miss. Bonus action. Second one is nope, that was a natty one. So miss. So he did roll on that one.
So I do need. I had to pull open. I had it pull open. Now you're gonna just randomly drop it.
It's gonna just run.
Give me percentile from his natty one.
Percentile. 37.
37. Doesn't really.
Doesn't apply to his unarmed strike.
Well, it does. No, it's a clumsy strike. So he misses with the attack, and the next attack against him has advantage, but he's also restrained.
That's true.
So
So it matters, but it doesn't really.
it does matter, but yeah.
Gotcha.
That is
Hit for Magus.
Magus. And then we've got this guy who's going to be doing that. Oh, I'm going to say that a 10 misses. And Well, the second one would not be made with advantage, sorry. AC 20 will hit, though. As we get a 5 points of damage. As this last guy comes down and is restraining you,
Clef.
Clef.
You get 5 points of piercing damage.
I went for restrained, but I accidentally pulled out paralyzed or petrified, so
I guess
you're
you
a
just
stone
turned
now. 5 points of damage, and there's a guy grappling onto you. But that's not that. That is happening, so we are going to. Nobody's at that point yet. So we are going to start off with a resistance piercing on you. And Cicatrix, you are up.
Bonus action rage. I'm pissed off.
Okay. Bonus action, you are raging.
Raging. I'm going to break free.
So, escape. Athletics.
Absolutely athletics. For a 14.
14. 14.
Or how about a 19?
19, yeah. What's that D6 for?
Inspiration.
Oh, yeah. 19, absolutely. 14, not so much.
Yeah, as I rolled
So-
2 8s on my d20s. Fucking
Sometime,
stupid,
somewhere
man.
between a 15 and a 19.
Are we between a 14 and a 19?
Well, I rolled. Oh, didn't I roll 15 or 14? 15. 14. 12. I rolled a 15. It didn't work.
Then I'll move.
You tried to hit its AC.
Right.
He did an escape.
Oh.
Different.
I'm going to move to try to be 2 spaces over.
Here?
Yeah,
No longer restrained. Or do you want to be here?
there.
Okay, so you move up adjacent to that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you break free. Anything else?
That's all I got. That was
Cool.
an action, bonus action move.
We've got Velnock up. Does anybody specifically want to do Velnock? If not, I've already got a
I have
up.
his character sheet pulled up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. That one's strange. You just broke away from that one. That one's strange.
One of them has been chill touched.
Right.
One has been chill touch, so he can hold it out on it if he wants.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing.
Cool.
I was just kind of
Wisdom saving throw.
14. 14. What's the save just
I rolled an 18.
Okay. So
So,
nothing happened?
Nothing happens on that. Nope. Not with that roll,
It's
unfortunately.
almost like they're here.
Hmm?
It's almost like they're here.
Yeah. So that goes through, and then I get my last guy. You pulled away. I've been chill touched. Let's do 2 tentacle attacks on you, because you're right here. Actually, we're going to do one on each of you, because I can come. He just kind of reaches out at both of you guys. On Cicatrix, AC 14,
Is a miss.
and on
Shield.
Tarquin, AC 8.
Okay. Perfect.
He misses both of those. And that brings us back to Tarquin. Top of the order.
Fantastic.
Dude standing right next to you.
Right.
Like a dick.
Which doesn't necessarily bode well for me because most of my stuff is ranged.
Okay,
I'm
try to
gonna-
move away if you need.
It's true. Oh, that's right. I'm going to go ahead, and I also will toll the dead on this one that's been chill touched.
Your DC is
Uh,
increased because you're
Right, because I'm
sorcery.
sorcery raging. So it's 14 instead of the 13.
Just 1 second.
Be like, hey, stop that.
Can you hear the bells?
Boom.
You're welcome.
Drop a D12 on
Just one of those things I want to make sure we're looking at the effects of this, but it's just always one of those things where it's like, if you gain the feat, Warcaster, it's like you can cast in melee without any, like, without any attacks of opportunity or without any negative effects. Let me look at that feat. Warcaster. You can perform semantic components of spells even when you have a shielded weapon. See, it's not saying that you need Warcaster to be able to
Cast in melee.
cast in melee. I'm just making sure that there's nothing that's changed. Because sometimes they had negatives for casting in melee, but I'm not seeing anything specifically jumping out at me under spellcasting. Reaction, bonus action, longer range, distance, touch, self. Material. I'm not seeing anything specifically saying that you can't cast in melee.
Range.
And then it goes into the actual spells. Preparing, always prepared. Casting, spell level, spell slots. Casting without slots, cantrips, rituals, magic items, higher levels, school of magic. Just want to see if they added anything specific. Reaction or bonus triggers, longer casting times, range. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm going to say that it's fine. Because some of them require you to make a touch attack, so it just makes sense. Yeah, we're just not going to stress it right now. I'm not seeing anything specifically jumping out at me. And Warcaster actually now says you have advantage to maintain concentration, you can react with a spell, and you can hold a sword or shield. Is it Mage Slayer maybe has something specific? Nope. When you damage a creature that is concentrating, has a disadvantage on the saving throw. And if you fail an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throw, you can cause yourself to succeed instead. Once per short or long rest. So yeah. I don't see anything specifically saying that that's an issue. So yeah, you can absolutely cast, and you're casting Toll the Dead on him.
Yeah.
And he's doing a wisdom saving throw.
14 again.
I got a 14. Is that with your bonus?
That was with my bonus.
Yeah, because I got exactly a 14. Plus 1. Roll a 13. Anything else?
No.
Clef?
He's freaking paralyzed or stoned, isn't he?
You're
No.
restrained. No,
Oh, restrained.
You're restrained.
You're not petrified.
I grabbed the wrong thing.
Okay.
I decided to switch to restrained
Okay,
for
alright,
you.
Thank you.
To be nice.
Restrained, so the fuck is this thing up in the ceiling grabbing me?
It was on the ceiling,
Fell down on top.
and
It's
it
nuts.
grabbed a hold of you, and now it's on top of you, like restraining you.
Well then, just throw another chill touch on it,
Chill touch on this one.
Fuck off, you grippy bitch.
right?
It's disadvantage.
Is
You're
it?
restrained, yeah.
Oh.
Just on a side note, before you say, because I don't know what you rolled yet. Remember, you have disadvantage if you're going to try to chill touch it, but you can use one of your other spells that causes it to roll.
Could saving throw it. And
Like if you did like Vicious Mockery, then it makes a saving throw, and if it fails, it has disadvantage on the next attack, which is automatically coming at you because I'm holding you.
I think
Just a thought.
Vicious Mockery would work if it didn't have a language. I don't think it's language. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying.
What does it say in the spell?
I don't think you asked to.
Understand.
You unleash a string of insults with
Right.
soul enchantments, and target must see on a wisdom saving throw, or that strikes me as it has to understand what this insult is.
I mean, if it doesn't say that it has to
It doesn't
understand
say.
Well, it's a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments. The enchantments are what are hurting him more.
Okay.
Yeah, it does not need to understand your language to be murdered by it.
All right.
It understands
all
the
hear
tone.
Okay.
Your dog doesn't understand when you're yelling at it, but it knows that you're yelling at it. Doesn't know why,
That's true.
but it gets the tone. So
Then
that's a wisdom
maybe
saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
That is a 14.
That's on the nose.
Motherfuck.
Roll a 13 again. Okay.
Did you look like you came over to here, where I was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I used my inspiration to break free.
Then you should have another bardic inspiration.
Muchas gracias.
Did you just take damage? Again?
No,
It's weird, it just like refreshed. Like you took more damage.
I've not taken more damage.
It's only taken
I
5.
just
Take
refreshed
five.
them. There we go.
5 whole walking damage because I can't do that again.
And then I've got back to this guy who is on Magus. And that is a yes. And then second attack is a hit. So one hit on Magus for 5 piercing damage. Not looking great, but he's still up.
Brutal.
Absolutely. It's really hard too when, like one round just didn't work in everybody's favor. Magus is now up.
Same idea. Just
Yeah,
trying
he
to hit
has
him off.
2 hits.
So first attack. Nope. Second attack. Nope.
No. What'd you hit?
12
12.
with disadvantage. The other
What did-
dice was good.
What was the other one?
Less.
No, okay. Because 12 almost hits. Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind.
Well, it doesn't because he's
I was
missed
looking at-
with a fucking like 15.
I was looking at HP, not not.
Somewhere between 15 and
Luckily,
24.
their HP is lower than their AC. If that makes you feel good.
That does make me feel good.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Which
If we
means
were able to
probably
do some damage
twice
to
the
them.
If we were actually able to fucking hit, that'd be
Mhm.
sick. But hey, I'm not restrained
This
anymore,
is-
so I've got a little bit of a better
This is
chance.
how my dice initiate the TPK.
I get a 13 on you, AC 13, with advantage.
That's
So
nice.
it's trying to like
That's
pull at you, but not doing well.
almost, but not quite.
We're going to. Man just missed. That one attacked you. We're going to. Because Magus is now looking pretty rough. Let's do.
Give him the juice.
Let's do it.
Juice.
We'll throw out a healing word. And he gets 10 hit points back. Which I think is exactly what he's down. That is exactly what he's down.
That is what he's done.
Boom. And with that, he is back to doing good. Which brings us to Cicatrix.
One's been hit. I'm a spirit.
Okay.
Hit it with a sticky end.
AC 24.
That's a hit.
found that out already.
Mhm.
So good for us. It's going to be 11 points of damage.
11 damage on that one. That is.
That took 4 already.
Already took 4. It collapses.
Stick, motherfucker.
What is spear? Are you currently weapon mastered in it?
Yeah, it just disadvantage on his next attack roll before the end of his next turn, but
Cool.
it's dead. So yay, we got one. I'm gonna move around this creature to the other side, basically. So kind of next to Velnok in this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Try and get a little closer to Magus.
Absolutely. That was Cicatric. Velenok sees the one on you, and you're not looking great. Let's drop. Let's drop another Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead on this fucker.
You can't resist forever, right? Another 18.
Jesus.
18 is going to get it done.
Well, they were missing with a lot of their attacks, so I mean.
I'm rolling 10 on attacks, yeah, or 9 and 10s. And that's good because they have advantage. That guy died, so that's good. Died before he got to go again. Tarquin, you're up.
Cool. I just, you saw Cicatrix use my spear to stab this thing to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And I'll Sorceress Burst this one. That's kind of...
If I was
Sources
raging,
first?
I would have said something witty, but I'm raging, so I don't really care. This is how you use this.
That's a 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Stab.
Definitely a hit.
And then a little D8 random
What damage type?
damage type. That's a 7, which is thunder damage, because that seems to be hit him with some thunder. Roll an 8. Roll an 8. And it's also 7, so 7 points damage.
7 thunder damage on the one that is on him.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Making sure. One on Clef. 7 damage.
You throw
It's
this
not
weird
looking
energy,
happy.
and it just makes a loud noise. What the fuck is this? God.
Everyone goes deaf.
Yeah.
It's Tarquin. Clef, this thing on you just got the shit kicked out of it. It's bloodied, but it's still...
Talk shit to it.
Right? Don't talk some shit to it.
So wisdom save?
Where's safe?
Hey, grippy bitch, fuck you.
Yeah.
We want to roll a 12 or lower. Hey, a 12.
Nice.
That
Perfect.
gives me a
Missed it by
13.
So roll your damage. Whoop his ass.
Come to damage. The deuce.
Nice.
A total of 2 damage.
Total of 2.
And
Psychic.
2 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Add all that shit up, and it's 2.
Okay.
There you go.
That brings us to the choker that's on Magus over here. He's still restrained, so I'm going... that's going to hit because it's a 19. And an 8 misses.
I'm gonna silvery barge the 19.
A 4. That's a miss.
There you go. That's what's up.
And then I'll give Cicatrix advantage.
6 has advantage.
It's time to murder.
Magus is the one that's on him, so that's him attacking twice. Magus is up. If you want to try to actually hit, he has
Yeah,
disadvantage.
Hit disadvantage. Crit or AC 16?
16's a hit.
Hey, we found the magic number, boys.
16.
He's trying to push it off of him.
Yeah, so that's a shove, so he needs to fail a strength saving throw.
DC is 8, plus his proficiency bonus, which is 2, plus his strength, which is 1. So we're looking at 11. Yeah,
Correct.
11 strength.
Correct.
And I have just my ability. That's a 10. So
Hey.
it's pushed 5 feet away.
Bitch.
He is
then
no longer restrained.
He's going to go 30 feet on the other side while throwing a dart, I guess. Can he monked weapon throw a dart?
Yeah.
Or dagger?
30. Oh, 30 is a speed. Yeah, he can definitely throw a dagger. They might not be. Are they showing? Oh, yeah. So his dart is a +4.
Yeah, all of his attacks are a +4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, he'll throw a dart, I guess. Why not? it's vexing, so it can give it disadvantage, right?
No, Vexing
no,
gives
Vexing
him
gives him
advantage on
advantage.
the next attack.
Still.
So does he want to dart the one that he just knocked off? Or the one that you guys are... Probably the one he just knocked off.
Yeah, probably not.
So he like throws it off and then throws a dart off at it as he like tumbles and rolls away.
With an AC 15, which we know misses.
Misses, yes. A 16 hits, but
Off the
15 misses.
side of the cave.
it throws the dart. Got him off of him. That's the important part. The one on you has some attacks. That one's going to hit. And that one would also hit. Because that's a 16 and a 20 something. So the first one hits you. Let's see what we do. First of all, because he might put that second one. I'll leave it right there. He might be throwing that at somebody else.
It might be.
Because the first one is 5 points of damage.
Drops.
Yeah.
So the second one is then going to go at you
Me.
without advantage, which is a miss because I rolled a 2.
Nice. Thank you for missing.
And this thing kind of just like drops Clef. Clef falls. He's still holding on to him though. And kind of wrapped up into it. And then he's going to go. Clef, you can have 13 hit points. I'm going to roll max.
Nice.
That's that. Cicatrix, you are up.
I will, with advantage, fight this thing on Clef.
Mm-hmm.
Spear. AC 20.
AC 20 is a hit.
And it's going to be either 4 or 5 damage. So we'll go with the 5. So 11 points of damage.
11, not 5.
Not 5.
11 is different than 5. This one dies. You're no longer restrained as it just
Spear.
collapses and lets go of that restraint on you.
Shtick, and then I'm going to move up to that thing in its face. And just for shits and gigs, because I can on a short rest, I'm going to let out a roar as a bonus action. Daunting roar.
Okay.
So,
What do I have to do?
need to fail a wisdom saving throw.
18.
No, it makes
Dude, they've been doing so good on their wisdom saves.
They're not scared of me.
It is not afraid of you.
And that's it for me.
But you let out a roar.
Loud. So,
So I'm glad that we're doing roars and thunder damage.
yeah, aggro the rest of the dungeon.
Everybody knows we're good.
Uh-huh.
Because we're subtle.
Vilnock turns towards that one,
Firebolt.
which hasn't been hit yet. So yeah, let's firebolt it.
Fuck yeah.
It's not wrapped up in anybody because he's smart. He's like, I'm not going to firebolt something that's wrapped in. So
I'll roll for it.
roll to hit.
Hey!
That's
AC 24.
24 to hit.
D10 fire damage.
Possess. Drop a 10. Drop a 10. That's a 10!
10 fire damage.
This thing looks very, very fucked up. Is not having a good day. That brings us up to Tarquin.
Cool, sorcerer's burst.
Don't you have advantage?
Right. Do I have advantage?
Yeah,
You're
when you're in your
raging.
sorcerer rage.
It's fucking crazy. That they give
I rolled
sorcerers that, but not
I
me.
rolled a 16 and a 17, which
You'll
we know
get it
will hit.
eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And I rolled an 8 on my randomness, so I'm just going to do fire damage as well. Because I just decided if I rolled an 8, I get to choose.
I like the randomness, but I'm like,
If you had rolled the 8, you would have done
if
that
you
extra
had rolled
damage.
that, you'd just be doing extra
Right.
damage too.
We'll do 4 damage.
4 damage.
4 fire.
4 fire damage.
And he collapses, burning. And now you're noticing that these weird little like marks, looks like these things like literally feasted on people and then ran up the wall, leaving all these little skittery marks
Gross.
that were just like basically for them footprints.
Yeah. Nasty.
And while you guys are like, what is that? It's just like, of course it doesn't want to show me, so let's see if I can actually get it to show. As you guys go, because I want all monsters, not dragon. to give you a feel, kind of, this is basically what the things look like.
Yeah.
They don't have any bones or anything like that. There's these creepy
Jenny
little guys.
flapping tentacle motherfuckers.
Tinkles.
Do we know these to be what it is that we were looking for?
These appear to be chokers.
And we've killed 3 of them.
You killed 3 chokers.
3 children.
I'm assuming that's a curse.
Yes, one of the curses is lifted. Because you will no longer have to worry about losing your coins at this point.
That was the only one. You were the only one that needed to kill a choker.
Yes.
You were the only one who needed to kill a choker.
And you killed 2 of them, so.
But yeah, you kind of kill and you like look over these things and yeah, that's what they look like. These little guys.
Gross tentacly.
You kill a couple of them. Probably an issue, but also you're kind of thinking, stand up. Yeah, these things are definitely an issue here, but taking out an entire camp of like 20 dwarves,
Probably not what these would
probably not
be
necessarily
able to
these things.
Not all 20 of them, at least.
accomplish. These things have come up really far. It seems that they tend to live deeper from everything that we've heard.
That's true. It seems like this is only, quote unquote, the surface level of what might be in this mine.
Part of the problem. How are you holding up?
Well, I just had my ass kicked, but I'm fine now.
And Magus, you're doing okay?
I'm fine.
Flick off a stream of blood. This seems to work pretty well, Tarkwood.
I'm glad you're finding good use of it.
That's good. I like the axe better. I mean, you're more likely to get hit with the axe, but it's also nice being able
like
to
the axe better.
just being able to go like, hey, you also.
If we're being honest, I do too. We haven't fought enough things that are close enough for that axe.
It is tight quarters, but what do you guys want to do?
Walk around the dressed walls of the room.
Right.
Yeah,
Checking
the
the
lamp up.
The other room. Kind of.
Looking up, you're noticing these little like kind of like there's parts where like the stone is like dug out into little areas. It's obviously not flat because they're harvesting ore. But there's a couple spots where you can see like there's little like skeleton pieces like kind of wedged in, and you're thinking like they're little like nooks and crannies where these things have been. You find that there's like 3 little nests in this area, with little bits of dwarven bone and body. So something had happened there. But you're also noticing that where those bodies are pulled in, you're seeing like there's like traces of blood from the tentacles, but there's not like streaks of blood like where bodies got brought up or anything like that.
It's sort of thing. And then they got killed first, and then.
There's also the other thing you'll notice is that there are streaks of blood getting dragged off down the hall as well.
To the right side?
Some bodies got dragged off that way.
Are there any tracks or anything else heading towards the left?
Give me a survival.
Survival. Fuck yeah. 22.
There are tracks
Needed
leading
combat.
both ways.
Wake the dice up.
There are tracks leading both ways, and these tracks. Let me just make sure I'm not saying this wrong, but I know I'm not. I just want to see it. Show me that I'm right. Yeah. They almost look cloven. They're like two distinctive, like two-toe, like almost like like the tracks that he would leave. That seem to go both ways. More predominantly this way. They are light. They're nimble. Like they definitely like were striding. Kind of like when he runs. Yeah, a lot like what you would expect from him.
Weird. Clothing. Tracks.
Well, we can either follow these to the left or see what might have killed some things to the right.
The bodies got dragged to the right, and that is pretty level. Going left definitely goes deeper.
Interesting. The person or personages who came in here didn't
How
go
about the
very
immediate
deep.
left? Clef's gonna go up and go to the immediate left.
Oh, I already looked in there. That's
This one, yeah, you guys
some
looked.
of the
yeah.
dips in there.
Yeah, one of the little caves was in there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys want to do anything with them.
We try and search their nests, see if they had
Is
any
it dancing?
shinies.
After about a
Yeah, see, it's
minute of us looking around.
Your horns settle.
Yes, your guys' rages will fall off. Mark off one use for the day.
No more Rajay.
All this looks like initial digging in. Looks like something like they were pulling something from a vein.
Some of my compatriots always told me to always go left first, so that's where I would choose if I get a vote.
Left goes down. There's creature. It looks like more creatures went that way, but they didn't drag bodies. Right, looks like they dragged the bodies.
If we find the bodies, we at least have some sort of evidence that something transpired here. These people just didn't go missing.
We could bring some of these skeletal pieces.
Bring some skeletal pieces, choker bodies.
Choker. Bring them out and kind of bind up some of the stuff. And go through those the skeleton bodies and stuff on the wagon because, you know, with a little bit of work, I could probably, right, because he has carpenter's tools, so I could get this wheel reattached.
Yeah, we could get that fixed up.
But I'm down to whatever it is that we want to do. If we need to move deeper first.
I feel we're already here, so I think either way we go.
How long did it take us to get here?
It's about an hour and a half travel south of the city.
That's not too bad at all.
We
I thought it was going to be like days. It's an hour and a half.
It's just shy. That's why he had to work with Jourenhail. It's because he's technically getting a deed in Jourenhail
Gotcha.
proper.
I think it'd be smart actually to probably go see where they drop these the possible bodies off to. Hopefully we'll find something or some things that did attack, other than these jokers.
Whatever they're feeding or disposing these bodies into anyway.
So
Absolutely.
group up and head
Off to the right.
And head to the right. Perfect. We will call it there, as it is that time. We will pick up next week as we head off to the right, where the most of the bodies were dragged off to. Yeah.
Cool.
We'll pick up from there.
See if we can get breath weapons in one go or something.
Heck yeah. Breath weapons only do like
Multiple dice.
10, 22 hit points.
I'd be dead outright.
That's actually, I don't even know if something has a 66 strength weapon, but probably. I don't know, it's just how many dice I grabbed. But we will call it there. Pick up next week, 5 o'clock, as we continue on clearing out this cave near the farmlands.
You will have Brad.
Hopefully we will have a Velnock and maybe a Magus. I don't remember how long he's gone for this time.
Didn't you just go back?
Keeps coming back.
You just
I know, but I don't know how long he's
That's
gone
how long
for.
it's back.
We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you want or not. I don't care.
do all the.
Again, like I say, we're just playing game and having fun. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Okay, peace out.